Hello and welcome to Magic Mythal Tomb of Annihilation, our 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons campaign, episode number 43. We live stream nearly every Sunday starting at 4 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch, and you can catch up as well on the weekly sessions on YouTube. My name is Corey, or Pinwarp2. Here on Twitch, I am running the game as DM, and I'm joined by my players, Andre, who's playing Aelin, the Aesmar Monk, Liz, playing Archie, Aesmar Wizard, Brad, who's playing Baz, Loxodon Fighter, Ryan, who's playing Blackwind, Half-Orc Ranger, John, who's playing Jonah, Gnome Artificer, and Sean playing Donnaquin, Turtle Druid. And you guys are now level 6. Last session, you guys finished your stay in Kir Sabal, having learned much and rode out the monsoon season and the very poor travel weather. And during this time, you all had various personal projects and things that you worked on, and learned a lot. You took part in their festival for one of their holy days that falls on what you guys would call green grass, but for them they called it the Festival of Violent Light. And afterwards, marking the end of the monsoon season, you guys undertook a journey to Nangalore is your destination to find a legendary Black Orchid with which to present to the Guardian of Orlunga. So, you don't get eaten or whatever bad things happen to people who don't do those kind of things. So you traveled out of Kir Sabal southwest towards the river. What's the river called? Olung? No. Yes. River Olung. And you traveled that south for about a day before camping in the jungle. And upon camping, you were beset by nightmares similar to what you've had before. These strange crone-like creatures that seem to be pestering you. You haven't had any trouble with them since leaving Port Nanzaru, but they have been troubling your dreams. Donnaquin, you slept peacefully. Three of you who were sleeping had bad dreams. Two of you who were on watch that weren't Donnaquin were just dealing with those people who are having bad dreams as they've just woken up. So Donnaquin, I don't believe this. I guess this has probably come up. So you would have, I think Donnaquin, you'd be aware at this point that you've had some dreams because they've talked about it a few times at Kir Sabal in various conversations and things. And given that you spent now a month with these people, I'm sure that it must have come up at least once in conversation. But it definitely has not occurred to anybody in the party since leaving Port Nanzaru. Why, you don't know, and why now, you don't know. But either way, you've just woken up, and that's where we find ourselves, in the middle of the night. Well, kind of short, part way through the night. It's only the end of the first watch, and that's what's going on. Here we are.
Wait, whose watch was it?
Well, it was you and me when all the dreams happened.
Okay.
Remember? Because we had a funny conversation.
Yeah, because Brad and Zoya was grabbing what you
Right.
call it.
Yes.
Baz had Aelin or whatever, right?
Yeah, I've got Aelin kind of propped up, and you were.
I was trying to wake up Jonah. But assumedly we did that. They're awake now,
they're
right?
awake now, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were trying to wake up Aelin, kind of splashing water on his face and stuff, and and Archie meanwhile was trying to staunch the bleeding on Jonah's shoulder when Blackwind suddenly's ring kind of lit up and all three of them awoke, and with a kind of a start, and that's exactly where we are right now.
Right. What happened? Are you guys okay?
I'm fine. apparently I used the ring, I guess, and activated it.
Yeah, it like
And
flashed
it
for a
just
second, then
it-
went out again.
it basically drove off the assailant.
Wait, what do you mean? What assailant?
Whatever it was that was in my head.
Oh,
It didn't like the phrase, which I now understand is a name, because it was very angry or upset that I said this and said, how did you know that name? But
We had thought it was a name because it didn't translate to anything through
it could have been
magic,
an arcane jibber jabber.
yeah.
It
She said, "How
definitely,
do you know that name?"
yeah.
I don't know that.
But yeah, it's a name of power, apparently. I mean, this is actually kind of exciting. I was going to investigate the image that I saw in my dream, and yeah, when I lit it up,
but not terribly sure that it's super exciting for Aelin and Jonah.
no.
Yeah, John, are you okay? You're bleeding.
I will look at my.
Your shoulder is unharmed. There is blood kind of there, but there's no visible wounds at all. So there's just kind of like wet blood a little bit underneath your clothing, but there's no actual wound there. You don't seem to be hurt.
I mean, I'd probably be a little still freaked out. I don't know. I'd show the blood to Archie, like, but it doesn't look like I'm bleeding anymore.
And there's no like wound or anything at all.
Nope.
That's weird. Although I'm maybe not the one to ask about healing magic.
I'm dying, guys. I heard about this before.
What's the death curse?
It's the death curse.
We have this doctor. He's called Webb. He's an MD.
Aelin, what happened to you?
I largely the same, I imagine. It felt like an attack from our friends that we saw in Mbala.
It's been a while since that's happened.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what to suggest or do. I mean, is there any kind of like any of these herbs? Do they help with sleep?
Oh. I'm definitely not going to sleep anymore. But, Blackwind, you said your experience was a little different, that you were able to fight it off? What'd you do?
Well, like I said, I mean, just like you, it felt as real as this conversation and this sitting here. And then I saw an image on the floor. I heard something. I can't remember exactly what, if I heard a cackling or something. But anyways, I saw something on the floor and I went to, take a look at it, but I couldn't see it, so I used the ring. And when I used the power word, basically, or the activation word,
Which is?
Yog or Yig. It's on the chat. Yiga Raxig.
Yeah, there you go. It's
How
exactly.
does
Good.
the ring ever work? You can't pronounce it, Ryan.
Hey, I
Black
can't
Queen
pronounce
can
anything.
it.
I was gonna say Ryan can't pronounce
FYI,
it.
when he says that, the ring lights up.
Yeah.
And
will-
it's beyond just a magical phrase. I can probably verify that this is a name of some sort, that whoever this creature is, they
Well, she
definitely
clearly
they
recognized
didn't
it.
like it being uttered.
Recognized it in some way, yeah.
Yeah. Did you get a good look at your figure, Jonah? Because I think this is the first time I've actually seen mine as not a snake.
Yeah, no, this is definitely the same guy. Hood, sharp claws.
Oh, mine
Right?
didn't have. No, mine was tattered cloak, holding a staff like mine, but kind of corrupted, and green glowing eyes, bone bracelets. She had and like a missing leg that was just kind of seeping like black.
Oh
It
no.
would make sense
Definitely not
that
a
they're
stack.
different. If you were attacked at the same time, it makes sense that it would be two different potential entities doing so.
Maybe. Or one
And
really
also-
powerful one.
Well,
Or one
3.
really powerful one that's making it
Yeah.
look different. Like last time this happened, I thought I surmised maybe it was like a dream spell, that can
Say more of a nightmare.
well,
Yeah.
Archie's just like, well, the arcane spell can cause a nightmare or a regular dream. You can talk about.
As a matter of fact.
Just because I'm not sure if you got my message of Fantasy Grounds, Liz, because I think you might be able to have doubt. That's the image that
Sorry.
Aelin describes matches the woman, the crone you saw messing with your tablet in the end.
I was just looking up what they looked like last time because I know Jonah's was the same as last time. I remember that, but yeah, I would then definitely explain that to.
I don't think I actually saw mine because I think I ended up illuminating the ring before they made an appearance.
Yeah, you never in this latest stream, Black, when you never actually saw them. But that being said, the voice was familiar to you. It was probably the same one that visited you before, based on the voice.
I think the image I was looking at that I wanted to get a better look at seemed to be of a coin type image.
Mm-hmm.
And the creature that I saw had coin-like objects in the eyes, not
Over
necessarily.
eyes. Yeah.
I don't know if they are coins, but
Interesting that.
Mine also
Sorry.
taunted me and mentioned that like we were back in the wilds away from safety. I wonder if they had tried before and they couldn't when we were in Kirsabal or Mesero or something.
sacred ground is quite often a safe place to take sanctuary, I
Yeah.
would think.
It's interesting
So-
that Blackwind was tormented by potentially the same one. You said the voice is familiar. Jonah was tormented by the same one, but you got mine.
Maybe you weren't sleeping.
Well, I mean, I wasn't sleeping.
And you guys are sort of connected, so maybe you're the next one down the line. So about the special word that scares off these evil dreams.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about that, guys?
We haven't looked into anything. It's
We-
definitely
Yeah,
of this peninsula.
We
Yeah,
rolled.
now we know it's a name.
Well, we knew it was. We did. We surmised. I should say we surmised it was a name last
Yeah,
time.
now we
because
know.
It doesn't translate. And if it was a language, it would have translated if it was like a phrase or something.
I mean, there is a possibility, or could have been, like, arcane jibber jabber.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, either way, the options were slim. Names are, I guess,
Okay,
you'd
when
say
I
quite often engraved on to whoever it belonged, maybe?
when I saw her, she physically moved something in our room.
The tablet.
The tablet, the one that is connected to Withers, the one I linked actually last time. That's the one she had, quote unquote, like, I don't know if she looked at it, but it was physically moved in our room after I had that dream, which is weird.
Maybe she made you sleepwalk or something.
I've awoken with a
Maybe.
puddle of water on the floor.
But you were in the room with me, weren't you?
I'm
you-
a pretty heavy sleeper, though.
Maybe they can.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe they can touch on something, or maybe through the spirits or spirit realms, or basically
Yeah.
ethereal, or etc. I mean, it could be evil spirits for all I know. He shudders.
If they were a coven of night hags, we know that they can affect dreams.
Well, I would expect any kind of evil apparitions probably could haunt us if they wish.
Well,
I mean, I'm just he's actually being like super superstitious right now. Like,
sure.
Like,
Whereas Archie's trying to be like,
yeah.
more
academic.
like academic about it, where it's like, well,
Total
there's
different
really
ends of
only
the
two
spectrum.
types,
He's like
she's
tossing
like, well,
salt over his shoulder.
she's like, if it's a dream spell, they shouldn't be able to affect the actual physical area, just in the dream, but she did affect the physical area.
I'll write down
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll write down the phrase or the name, and I'll hand it to. I guess I could even write it on both like Jonah and Archie.
Me too, please.
Oh, sure. Here. It's my new signature.
Blackwood just changes his name to it.
If it helps at all, Blackwind, I think T-Bolt taught me how to punch ghosts, so we have a bit more. We can do more stuff to them now.
Oh.
Yeah, like if we can get back to port at some point, we can definitely see if we can find anything about the name. Or if we find any kind of library or in these ruins and stuff, there could be, like when we were at Mbala, there was lots of papers and stuff. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye out, see if we can find anything.
Names of power are they just any old names quite often? Would you think, or like,
it
or
depends
would they be old?
It depends on who's like wielding it and how. Like sometimes names have power over creatures. Just knowing their true name any creature's true name can be damaging to like a high level spellcaster, or it can help see the true nature sometimes of a creature, but it depends if it's like a specifically powerful name or just knowing the name is powerful, because those are two different sort of things, right?
Blackwind's just like scratching his head and kind of rubbing the ring. He's like,
So maybe it depends.
He's like, now it's like a security blanket for a big guy.
Isn't it more like a nightlight?
A nightlight for sure.
Even without the ring, though, us all knowing the name, if they do come back, it'd be interesting to see if all of them react the same way to the name, or if it's just that one.
Now, I do have a question about that image of the coin-like image.
Yeah.
Was I able to actually see anything on it at all? Or did it just kind of like?
Well,
gone?
you have dark vision, so you couldn't see like color. It was all grayscale, which is why you lit it up, so you could see like if there was details, right? You wouldn't have seen anything that you didn't see before, because you've seen those coins. Because remember that in the previous stream, it was like the moon kind of looked like a big coin to you for a moment before
I
it
don't.
transformed into eyes looking down on you.
Yeah. I never did sketch anything out though. I don't think for just as
No,
something.
that's right.
So I will maybe try to my best because I know I didn't get a great look at it and the lack of
Sure, while it's fresh in your
color.
mind, yeah.
So there's details that would probably be missed without
Ma-
color.
Maybe give me a. You think that'd be in memory intelligence?
Yeah, that's
Or would it
fair
be
enough.
wisdom? I'm not sure if it'd be wisdom or intelligence. I think
I would think memory would
Like,
be intelligence, but that's me.
remembering dreams. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
just give me a. I know your intelligence isn't your greatest stat, but maybe
No.
give me an
Or
intelligence check to see how much you can maintain from like the image. Because dreams tend to fade pretty quick after waking up, unfortunately.
Oh,
But this was
yeah.
exceptionally. You know, what, give it to me with advantage, because this was an exceptionally vivid dream.
Sure. Okay, intelligence check or is what you want? Not a
Yeah,
save.
just a check. Yeah, with advantage.
Well, it's not a horrible stat. It's just not an amazing stat. It's just an average stat.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you could
It
get
was
like
round.
basic. I mean, you don't remember all the intricate details of it, but it was definitely the image that was facing you on the side of the coin that you saw. You don't know what would be on the other side, but it reminds you of like a cityscape essentially.
Really basic outlines is all I probably got.
Yeah.
Best.
But it also, you're fairly certain, just sketching it out, that now that you're kind of like thinking about it, you're fairly certain that it is, and you can confirm rather quickly by just pulling one out of your pocket. It's the same image that's on the one side of the Omuan coins.
Okay.
But it's gold instead of
Platinum
platinum
Yeah,
or whatever.
or mithril.
or whatever.
Mythal.
Or mithril.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting. There's so many questions about these coins and the little critters that like them.
Well, anything else you guys want to do or discuss, or before attempting to finish your sleep?
I think I'm fine myself. Other than that, maybe he's rattled with the superstitious heebie-jeebies. But he's got the ring. It keeps him warm.
So typically Jonah's, Aelin, in your watch order, Aelin would be on watch alone next, since there's only the 6 of you now. And then it would be Blackwin and Jonah, but I think, Jonah, you said you're probably not going to sleep?
Correct. I'm just going to take some cape every hour on the hour till sun up.
Okay.
How many hours are left?
We just started.
I imagined it was kind of like, by now it'd be like nearing the end of Archie and Baz's watch after your discussions and everything, so it's like 6 hours till you would wake up, essentially.
All right, I'll take 6 things of cape.
Okay, how much cake do you have?
20.
Late.
You have 20 more still after the 6? Or 14 after the 6?
No, I have 14 now.
Okay.
9, 10, Freddy's back again.
So, okay. Well, as long as you keep taking Kaith, you don't need to make the con save for the downside. But you can decide when you stop. Okay. Well, like I said, unless anybody wants to do anything else, the rest of the night will pass without further dream invasions or incidents. Now, whether or not you have dreams, that's up to you guys. But there's no special invasion dreams or crazy crone ladies unless you dream about them because they're just in your subconscious now.
I think during my watch with Jonah, you would just notice every, what are we doing, 2-hour watches?
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm trying to math this out.
When I go to bed, I tell them to watch my stuff. Make sure I don't sleepwalk.
So like every 20 minutes or so, you would just see a brief flash as Aelin burns through all his key points through his watch to summon Visage of the Astral Self. It lasts for 10 minutes every time he does. And just he can see out 120 feet in darkness. And he's just keeping an extra eye out.
Okay.
Be cool.
Well, on the 2nd of Myrtle, you guys awaken. Lightly raining. Pack up your camp. And I assume continue your journey. So, Nangalore is, according to the information you have, about a day and a half travel. Nice save, Jonah. It's about a day and a half travel south. So do you guys want to move at a normal pace? If you push yourselves, you potentially could get there like in a single day of travel along the river, because you could go 3 if you go for a fast pace, but it's up to you guys.
Well, hold on. Don't we get 3 normally now because we move faster? Isn't a normal day on the river 3 now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Then I say we travel normally.
I think normal would have been a good option anyways as we head deeper in. I don't think it's a good idea to go stumble into something.
And we're not in a specific rush, so it'd be good to like get there, camp, and then have like a fresh day at the ruins sort of deal.
Save our running away energy for strategic retreats at expeditious speeds. Man, nothing affects this guy.
Affects what guy?
Jonah. He's like a machine when it comes to substance abuse.
Yeah, so far he's been making his saves almost every time. Well, except for
You
the
have
riot.
exhaustion though, right?
You didn't rest?
I didn't rest.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, I guess so. Because like sitting and doing nothing is resting. You don't always have to sleep.
No.
You do for a long rest.
No, not always.
I think if you're not an elf.
Yeah.
Like,
your body doesn't regenerate.
You still need to sleep. Yeah. You can't just chill out overnight and not sleep at all and be as rested as someone who slept. That's not how the body works.
Considering we're actually marching through the jungle.
Amount of time, I believe you can. I'm pretty sure there's a.
Well, right. That's what your 2-hour watch is. Reading, talking, eating, or standing watch for no more than 2 hours. The rest of it is sleep for a long rest.
I actually watched a video of a guy tested how hard it was to walk 24 miles in a day. Or kilometers, I don't remember which, but
Bob World Builder.
Yeah.
Okay. So so
the,
sleep.
The wording is it.
Hold on. Yeah. Sleep. A character can go without sleep for 1 day with no ill effects.
Ooh,
Any additional days they go into sleep deprivation. They must make con saves, or gain levels of exhaustion. So,
Jonah just didn't benefit from the rest then.
Yeah,
because he didn't do the rest.
So technically for a long rest, it says it can contain sleep, reading, talking, eating, and other restful activity. You can only stand watch for 2 hours.
No,
No.
that's light activity. Reading, talking, eating, or standing watch for no more than 2 hours.
I mean, creatures that have to sleep still need their sleep.
Right.
Effectively.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I say, there is a small grace period where you don't have to sleep.
Yes.
You can get a long rest, but it is like Chris at basically once. You can try and force yourself through.
But you don't get a long rest.
Yeah. You just don't get penalized automatically. You get the freebie.
Yeah. You just
I'm
you get
just a
1 day
little
with
tired.
no penalties, but you
Sure.
don't gain the benefits if you do more than 2 hours. So since he did 6 hours effectively of light activity, he doesn't gain the benefits, but he also doesn't get the penalties unless he pushes himself another day.
I see.
Have you ever seen a strung out gnome before?
You got coffee, man. That's all you need.
Yeah. gotta invent a coffee cup.
Isn't
Like Tweak from South Park?
isn't there one of the herbs that makes you like go unconscious? Don't we have a poison that makes you unconscious?
Isn't that the LSD?
That's what he's gonna use tonight.
Yeah, pretty much. No, okay. So I'm definitely mixing these herbs. I've already started putting little combos together. Like, okay, so this makes you do a constitution save. So you need to take a cinderberry, like after 12 hours. This one gives you advantage on poison saves. So I'm gonna start mixing all these herbs together.
Yeah.
Mixing medications. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Oh, got me thinking now. Maybe I should have a mixture table. See if there's any.
Remember
effects.
potion?
There is a potion. There's a potion table for effects of mixing potions. That's in the DMV.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I knew there was an old one from way back when, and it was
Yeah.
mostly bad.
There is one in the 5th edition book as well for mixing potions. It's a variant rule, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, there is one that causes you to, I think, explode though. If you roll like I think it's a D100. If you roll like a 1, I think you explode. It doesn't necessarily kill you, but it does a whole bunch of damage to you and basically it's a ground zero fireball that explodes.
Or like a poison like a poison cloud or something.
Yeah.
Effectively. It's usually I remember the old one had a chance that you could permanently have one of the effects. I think.
Oh, that might be on the table too. Actually, I think that's if you roll 100. I think it creates a permanent.
Just start pounding everything.
Permanent fire breath. You just can't stop breathing fire. That's probably not as good as it's useful as it sounds. Anyways, so what are you guys doing for your travel? So normal speed. Direction you're following the river for a while.
The river does require navigation. Like there is little offshoots and stuff that we have to.
Yeah. So navigate. Who's doing the navigation?
I'll do the navigation because we're going into unknown territory. So.
Okay. Oh yeah, because you got expertise now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that. Yeah, you got expertise. So what?
I'll be defending.
Defending. Okay. Alan, what are you doing?
I can. I guess. Well, we know exactly where Nangalore is, so probably don't need to look for points of interest, right? I can scout for hazards.
Yeah. You can. Okay.
Unless we think we need to forage for food.
I think some foraging might be a good thing, just so that we're not digging into our emergency rations, so to speak. But I mean, we're on a river. Maybe there's some edible fish in this river.
Actually, yeah. You know, I had thought about this last session, and I just forgot. I was planning on spending the day fishing, so essentially foraging.
Sure.
Okay. I'll scout for hazards then.
Okay. Archie, what are you doing?
I'm be mapping, and what do we think is more important? Hazards, navigation. Who should I help? What do we think?
I mean, depending on the role, like if it's an average difficulty, like I don't like this is getting deeper in the jungle, right?
Yeah,
So
but
it's
we're
probably
also
getting
just
harder.
following the river too, so I imagine it's going to be a little easier than just walking in the heavy jungle.
But depending on the difficulty of me being able to read, it could be quite easy for me or a little more difficult. But
Do I get?
I think Baz is a pretty accomplished survivalist too, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm proficient.
Yeah.
But I don't have a huge bonus, but
I'll come back to you. Jonah, what are you doing?
Looking for camo.
Okay. Donna Quinn, what are you doing?
So Blackwood also is navigating.
Yeah.
Is that what he's doing? So that he's
Yeah,
navigating on.
he got expertise on level up, so he's got the best bonus now in navigation.
Okay, so I don't need to do any navigating or something. For sure. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific. Like I said, if we don't need, like saying, Baz is already doing some foraging basically on stuff like I can be on like defense. That's one of the things. Defense.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can
Just
be a
one-
defender. Yep.
or you
Yeah,
can
so like
help, or you can help somebody do something.
yeah, I can work. Or I guess or I could help somebody, or somebody could help me. Like the same with certain things. So
I think keeping an eye out would be a good thing. This jungle tries to kill everything. I would think that would be prudent. And then we got Liz who can kind of do what she thinks she feels is.
I could help for hazards. You could do something fun, Sean, if you wanted to like look for twingas or something.
I do not. Donovan does not want to do that.
Well, then
I
you
hate
could
those
help
little
with
things.
hazards, and I could look for twingas.
Well, he's guarding. He said
I'm doing-
thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna guard
You're
and
gonna defend. All right,
You're
then I'll
defending
help with
whatever it's called,
hazards.
Okay,
Okey-dokey.
let's do it. Let's do a navigation roll.
Navigation, so normal, but
No advantage, but yeah.
no advantage. But I mean, barring catastrophic failure.
Cool. Let's do the mapping roll.
Hey, that's me. Come on. Stop it.
You can do it.
You stop it. Oof.
Nice. Good.
I haven't rolled over a 4 so far this trip.
Let's do the scouting
That's
roll.
not in
So
it.
it's just hazards with advantage because that's what Archie's helping with.
Yeah.
Okay. Defense roll. It's a perception check, Sean, in the tower.
Yep. Thank you. I was gonna ask what it was.
Okay. And then foraging for food first. So that's Baz. That's not in the tower. It's just a survival.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. So, back in the port, I specifically got fishing tackle.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was that we said that.
Well, it gives you your proficiency.
So, but isn't it? It's already a survival check, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and if I'm already proficient in survival, does fishing tackle does not really do anything.
It allows you to fish. Because otherwise you didn't have the fishing equipment, right?
We had my really piss.
Unless you're
poor
spearfishing with your
string.
greatsword, you don't really. You need to fish. You need the equipment to fish.
Alright.
But yeah, you're right. Like, yeah. I see
Yeah,
what you're
it's like having masonry tools allows you to build things. It doesn't give you proficiency necessarily.
I just for some reason I thought that we had said that there was something to it. It's fine.
Okay, 23. Okay. So that's a success. So it's D6.
Let's say you look a lot better fishing with what you have than my stupid little stick.
Oof. Well, you found enough fish to feed one person.
Right.
I
It
guess
was a whopper.
it's a yeah. Okay, and then so I might as well. So that takes care of one person. So whatever, yourself. Everybody else needs to subtract a ration then for today. It is light
Oh, yeah.
rain today, so you guys.
Oh, and we're on the river.
Oh, and you're on the river. Yeah, you can just boil the water. It's fine. So don't worry about water.
And we need bug dope.
Yes, you will need bug dope. So subtract that, and then Jonah, you are foraging for Camu Camu, which is.
Whoa, why did you do 3?
Nice.
Whoa, super
Great rolls.
survival.
It added.
So 15, right? Because it would have. No, wait.
No.
No.
Let me
An
redo
8.
that.
Well, yeah, let's just try again.
Super advantage, and he got an 8.
Okay, so
that's much better.
that's a success. So 1 die 8 Camu Camu.
I just grabbed 2 dice. 1 die 8.
Yeah.
2.
You
Round up.
find, oh yeah, because you get the minimum, or 2 is your minimum, right?
Yep.
So 2 Camu Camu fruits boost immune system +2 to saving throws versus disease for a day.
Does anybody want some disease saving for the tomorrow? I would ask the party. Maybe before we head in.
I'll
I
have one.
might.
Okay.
I mean,
Let me know tomorrow.
let's face the facts. You're like impervious to all diseases.
I know, that's why I'm offering.
You're like,
I'm pretty
I'm-
terrible.
I'm literally impervious to disease,
Yeah.
so I'm fine.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. So you guys travel
4 more levels.
for. Now you have a decision to make here, based on if you're looking on the map. So you would get to this square or this hex along the river. If you continue on the river, it's gonna go east. Or is it? Hold on. It will curve back south again. So you'll kind of end up in this hex if you continue the river.
I recall being told that if we follow the bend around, we'll get closer and have easier access. I think I remember somebody telling us that.
That's true. So stay on
Yeah,
the
I
river.
I would
And
say
it's
this-
not
we stay on the
swampy
river.
yet, so I guess, yeah.
Might as
Because
well.
they said to follow it until it gets... To leave the river right before it starts getting swampy, basically.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys this. I think I did it right. Yeah. I'm going in blind every time I go to uncover things. So
It wasn't fixed yet.
It's
Yeah.
so exciting.
you will notice about midday. Well, no, I guess it's far enough away from the riverbank. It won't bother you. You will have to portage just once during the day, around some waterfalls, kind of more rocky areas. But it's nothing that really takes you too much out of the way. So by the end of the travel day, 1, 2, 3, yeah, you will find yourself in this hex here. There is nothing that kind of it happens. Nothing attacks you throughout the day. It's pretty smooth sailing.
Damn flying fish.
So by the time night comes around, you find yourselves now. If you can, you roughly know where Nangalore is, right? So if you stop here and move,
This is a good spot, like a decent camping area. I'd say
mhm.
we should probably just chill here.
Yeah. So
At least we can get
the night
away.
will pass without incident as well. You guys just kind of sleep on the riverbank. So in the morning, when you're trying to decide where you're going to go, now you could go straight this way. Now they did tell you that the easiest approach to Nangalore is from the south, so you could go down the river and then over this way, because you're supposed to remember that turn off when it starts turning marshy
Yeah.
is what they told you. So it's not marshy yet. So even though technically you could go through the jungle this way, if you follow their directions, you'd gonna go down and then over. But
I expect they have their good enough reasons to tell us to come the other way. Like maybe there's
Yeah.
really crappy cliffs or rough terrain, like really crappy
Or just like
terrain.
really hard to get through jungle or something.
Wall zombies or
I-
something.
I did my own research, and I think we should just go straight over there. From a reputable source,
Which is
a friend of a friend.
What?
what are you talking
Stay
about?
on.
Bad joke
I-
about stupid people on the internet.
Oh,
Okay. I thought you were actually playing that out. I'm like, are you?
Well,
He's
I
just
mean,
like,
I figured it was a
Jonah's
joke.
all full for this.
he did the research.
Jonah's like, yeah, I knew we couldn't trust them.
Them in their library.
On this second day, there's going to be no rain today, but it's still average temperature for the season, so it's not overly hot or cold. And is anybody changing what they're doing today?
no, I think I'm gonna navigate still.
think
And
I'm gonna ask Donaquin if he'd prefer to fish. I was able to, to get some good catches, but my quantity was a little bit lacking. I feel like I haven't really honed in on that yet. How are you with the fishing pole?
I would feel more at home and stuff like that, more comfortable on stuff, probably fishing on stuff than looking on stuff or defending.
I have an image in my head of a turtle fisherman, and it just looks correct. So
I try
what about a
I
fishing
try to
rod?
hesitate on stuff, just jumping in on some, going after the fish instead of using the pole.
hey, I mean, do it however you'd like. I'm sure you could probably catch back up to the boat.
Donaquin ends up just talking to the fish instead of capturing them.
So what's living in this river?
Well, I'm going to put the fishing tackle in the party inventory, and I will go back to defending.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys are swapping.
Yeah, we'll just
For breakfast, I'm going to give Archie and Blackwind some camo to go with their breakfast, so that they will have
Maybe I won't
advantage
get.
on diseases for the next day.
Yeah, maybe it'll.
Well,
It's the next day we want it, not today. Today we're still traveling, right?
Well, no, you should be arriving at Nangalore like by midday. By like
Oh, okay.
about halfway through the travel day. Even going down and then over, it's still because you're on the
Okay.
river for most of it, you'll still
Okay,
make it
cool.
the same day. You should get here before. You will be arriving before dark. It'll be like midday.
Okay, then I
Assuming
will-
everything goes to plan.
Sure. Then I will definitely eat it and hope that it protects me against tomb dust.
You- All right.
Plus one
So
versus disease, or
it is not advantage. Camu is +2 to saving throws versus disease for one day.
versus disease.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
And orange.
Yeah, they are kind of very sticky, almost sickly sweet oranges. They're kind of small. They're like blood oranges, kind of like really small, really sweet. But they are delicious nonetheless, and you feel fortified, scurvy staved off. Let's run down the list of the travel day then. So let's start with top navigation, please.
Navigator. I mean, how often does a guy roll ones, right?
Exactly.
Right,
Finally.
Oh, Archie, the mapping. Okay, scouting for hazards, yes, is the next one. And you got advantage, right? Because Archie's helping still.
Yep.
Okay. Defense, this would be Baz. Cool. Foraging for food, this will be Sean. It's a wisdom survival check. Yeah, that's 20, so that's success. So it's a d6 plus your wisdom and food.
okay.
Nice.
Hey,
Damn.
fed the whole party.
No.
Good.
Even Gerald.
Hold on, you said a D6 plus wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I had 2 last time then.
And
Oh.
Sean got 9.
Yeah. Not you got a he's got like this big basket full of fish.
What did I say? There you go.
He just convinced them to get in the basket.
Yeah,
Can I
just
hold all
toss them in.
So, yeah. So you feed the whole party. Nobody needs to use rations. And somebody add 1 ration back on. Whoever that should be. Let's say Jonah. Add 1 ration back on because Baz would have fed 1 other person.
Okay.
Doesn't really matter who does it, but I just choose somebody so you don't all do it at once.
Oh, I
I'm
need
tired
to.
of Baz playing favorites with Joe.
I
I
We're
should
gonna
have
get
had
there
that fish.
today. I
That's
my
the itty
spells.
bitty fit.
Well, you eat like kings tonight on fish. Foraging for. You're still camoing?
Yeah,
Okay.
try to hopefully get some more for the rest of the party.
Yeah, might as well. What? Nice, not 20. That doubles the dice, so 2 die 8.
Damn.
2 die 8.
Wait, that's how it works, right? Not 20 gives plus 1
Five.
die, yeah. It doesn't double the
So
dice, it gives
good.
plus 1 die. So
Yeah.
5. Nice.
Yeah. So I would offer Aelin and Donna Quinn. Do you want some oranges? Help you against disease?
You
Your
said
vitamin
one?
C.
No? I'll have some oranges.
All
I
right.
mean, I guess, yeah, if nobody else wants them, I'll take them.
And then Baz, you're good, or do you want to try one?
Oh, I mean, I would eat it just for the sake of eating it, but I think that for the sake of the medicinal benefits, we should probably save them for someone else.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
So you.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh, did John. Oh, he's back.
You're back.
Okay, so I'm using 3,
Yeah.
and then I'll save 2.
Okay. So everybody has +2 to disease rolls for the next day. Except for Baz, but Baz has the amulet anyway, so he's immune right now. Alright, and is that everybody? That's everybody, right? Or did I miss anybody? Foraging? Nope, that's it. Okay, you guys, let me... I'm having trouble.
I forgot to do that last
There
time.
we go.
3.
So, I think I've got it. Yeah, okay. Did it work? Yay! Okay. It's an adventure every time. So you guys basically travel down the river, except I can't move your token. There we go. Down the river. It gets marshy near kind of the middle of the morning. And then
Marshy.
now it's marshy enough, even though it's like technically still heavy jungle. There's enough waterways and like small tributaries of this river that you can actually take your canoes essentially to the doorstep of Nangalore. Like navigating through. It's a so you will end up in this hex by midday. Without having to actually carry your canoes. You probably have to portage them like in and out of different waterways. It's not like it's just you can just like it's not like a bayou, but there's enough tributaries and waterways that you can make your way with, and you're fairly certain that you're following kind of the edge of the swamp. So you're fairly certain as well, even though you didn't technically scout for like the terrain. Like to the south here, it gets swampier and swampier the further south you go.
Okay.
You guys will need insect repellent for today, for sure. So mark that off. And you will find yourselves about midday in what I've been looking forward to for quite some time.
Nangalore!
You thought we wouldn't get there today.
Archie is very happy to be here.
It's good. I'm happy that you're
About to get destroyed.
about to.
Burn this mother down.
Her happiness or the Nangalore?
Both.
No!
Is there another reason why you guys wanted to come here other than looking for the flower?
It was a job.
Oh, we have a job that we could, if we map out Nangalore and another temple, they'll give us a ship.
Okay, yeah, so more map.
But apart from that, for one, Archie's quest to find the yellow banners, they were apparently heading this way. So,
Oh man, you know what we could do with a ship?
huh?
You know what we could do with a ship?
What?
Get the
Think
fuck out of this place.
Yeah, we can go somewhere else.
Go back to the Sword Coast. Where it's not so
Ah.
goddamn hot.
Also, us being here just means we're in a ancient ruin, which is Archie's jam.
And I like plants. This is the garden place.
Hell yeah.
Maybe we'll find another stick.
That's true. You guys should try and find some fancy plants while you're here, Baz. You might find something for
Oops.
Yeah.
I forgot it's not a dash, it's a exclamation mark. For a rhythm.
Tricky like that.
Oh, it's slightly different.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've been in a room that wasn't hopefully taken over by the Flaming Fist. Oh, please tell me the Flaming Fist isn't here. Oh my god, that would just be the worst.
I haven't.
I didn't even think about that possibility until right now.
Nope. Kill did I.
Maybe I'll try to camouflage our canoes
No, it's
too.
the bad guys.
Ooh, yeah, but maybe as we get
Uh.
close. Sorry, what was that? The bad guys?
No, it's fine. I can't
The,
name their names.
Red
Let's
Wizards?
go on.
They?
Oh, the other one.
The Cult of the Dragon.
Yes. All the way down
yeah.
Full
here.
moon cost.
The 12.
Yanti?
No, the guys
No.
that were the enemies of the Harpers.
Oh, the
Zentarum.
Zentarum.
Zentarum. Aren't they in jungle? We haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, the last
No.
time we heard of any Zentarum, they were heading towards Oralunga, actually.
Ooh, and they found out that you need to get a flower.
So now they're back over
They're
here.
Oh,
Maybe.
maybe we can sell them one.
Should we take all of them?
Uproot all the plants.
we'll paint the wrong ones the right color.
And then we burn it down
We'll
after
keep
we
one for ourselves and put the rest up on eBay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll bring the rest of them back to Kir Sabal so they can have dominion over them. Because that's what you should do, right? Give all the power to one faction.
As long
Yes.
as it's the
This
good
is
guys.
the black lotus, right?
Black Orchid.
Black Lotus.
Lotus.
The magic card.
Okay, you guys ready?
For
Uh-oh.
what?
Ah! It's
No,
so
It's so
small.
small.
No!
Oh, it's beautiful.
I can't even move it.
No! Corey,
Oh,
how
it's
could
so
you do
nutty.
Paralyzed
no!
with fear.
Ooh,
Where's it begin and where's it end?
I'm so excited.
Why didn't you warn us?
Yeah.
Look how beautiful Gerald is.
He is pretty
That's-
beautiful.
That's the most important thing on this map.
He's been eating all the food. Look at him.
God, he's just so much
A-
higher resolution than us.
As you guys reach the edge of a swamp, you see before you a fantastic edifice rising up out of the jungle. A hanging garden of exotic beauty. There is water streaming down steps between two massive elephant carvings. Beyond them, a broad, flooded avenue runs arrow straight for more than 100 feet before ending at a giant carving of a Tyrannosaurus face. Water pours from the Tyrannosaurus's jaws and flows the length of the concourse to drain down the steps in front of you. 5-foot-high terraces flank the boulevard. Low archways, 3 on each side, are built into the terrace walls. These archways are in various stages of collapse, as are the tunnels beyond them. Beautifully carved, larger-than-life stone faces are mounted between the arches. So, just so you guys know what I'm talking about, obviously these are the elephant heads. These are the steps that the water's flowing down. These are the These are the archways, and these are the faces. And there's crumbled stone throughout much of it.
Brad has a question.
Aside from this map, is there a picture?
Oh, let me find out.
Guys, do you recognize those elephants?
Oh my.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say that.
Yeah, it's my fucking aunt and uncle.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
I can't believe it.
I thought you weren't from here. Is everybody from here?
But it does make sense considering that they look like you. Therefore, you must know them.
Wouldn't that be
Obviously, it's
insane,
what it
though?
is.
If every one of us like turned out to be from here in some way, how nuts would that be? That's like Destiny level shit.
Code.
I know where
I'll
I'm
let you
from.
know if I have cannibalistic
No,
urges.
I don't have another image of this.
Maybe you were secretly adopted, Jonah.
That would make sense. My parents are dwarves.
Oh my
That makes
god.
sense. Their parents are half-orcs.
They are Jolton.
It's all coming together.
My parents are the trade princes.
That's it.
Now that I think about it.
I'm docking you guys inspiration now.
What?
My dad kept insisting that he be called the Blood King, but I don't know why.
He's a weird. He's just a kooky weirdo.
I figured it was like a joke.
A dad joke.
Literally.
You guys want the rest of the description?
Hell yeah!
please.
Thank you. That's it. No, just a wild profusion of plants is growing on the upper terraces, and multicolored parrots and canaries are flitting and singing amongst them. To the north, a dilapidated brick dome rises above the Tyrannosaurus head-shaped waterspout, and there are smaller bell-shaped domes surmounting the highest terraces to your left and right. So, like, there's like terraces up here. So it kind of like there's like a step terrace, but they get higher as they head towards these domes on either side. I know you can't really see them because of line of sight, but just so you know where I'm talking about. There's big domes.
Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus, and there's a big ass dome, like a huge dome, rising above the Tyrannosaurus head over here.
Okay.
And
And you said 2 smaller ones? Or many smaller ones? On the
two,
sides.
two on the sides. And yeah, you're in Nangalore. And here
What
you
do I
are.
do about these crocodiles?
I mean, it doesn't seem like they're moving. They're just sort of,
We just don't jump in the water.
very
Those are
stationary.
salamanders.
So the plan was to have Blackwind look for the plant. Is that like that's a one-time ping, right?
This
But
is
it's
a
a
ping,
big
but
area.
it'll let us know where the closest one is if there's more than one. Like
Sure.
the immediate closest one. But I
Do
mean,
you
we
want
can
to
go
do
in
that
a little bit.
now? We'll go in a little bit. So it's your call. It's your thing. I just
I
wasn't
mean,
sure when
let's
you.
explore a little bit. Maybe once we get a little bit more. Not that I'm worried, it's a 5-mile radius, but I mean, if we get a little more central, it'll be a little more easier
Sure.
to.
Is this is that a waterfall?
Is it like fast moving or just like kind of
Steps.
lazily trickling?
It's steps. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
water
but there's water. So is
Yeah.
it like,
coming down the steps.
what's the current like is what I'm asking. Is it just a trickle? Like we don't have to worry about it, or it's got some movement to it?
Somebody break Corey.
No.
Silent.
Corey?
I'm not a fan of rhythm.
Corey doesn't like music.
I don't.
I like melody, but I hate rhythm.
It was playing, but yeah, it stopped now.
It's a white guy thing. We
Yeah.
have no rhythm.
Yeah,
Most
it's
of us
not
anyways.
working.
I can hear it.
Well,
Yeah,
Now
but
it's
it's not.
not.
It's not doing. It's not doing it properly. It's.
Mm.
Yeah, that's sorry. I'm just really. I don't understand. It says like time to play. Like 2 hours and 54 minutes before it wants to play the track.
Ow. That's a countdown.
Yeah, it's not. Okay.
Is there like a queue that's full up or something?
No, I've cleared it. It's weird. It's like it's taking the whole playlist instead of just the song I want. Right? Because right now you guys are hearing the Port 9 Zaro track.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to
Track
be.
and not the playlist.
Yeah. So that's annoying. I don't know how to. I don't know how to stop that. So. Oh well. It is what it is. I guess you guys don't get to hear the sweet, sweet sounds of Nangalore.
Of death.
So
Just gonna try one more thing.
okay.
You could try linking to it from not the playlist, but from like the singular
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
song.
Groovy was much more intuitive when this happened, but it's okay.
So what happened to Groovy?
It got shut down by YouTube.
Really?
They did, yeah, they gave him a cease and desist order.
You're playing music.
Well, Groovy had functionality where you could pay to bypass YouTube features. So basically, they were profiting off of an API that was altering YouTube. And when YouTube was like, "Hey, stop that," they're like, "Well, guess we got to shut it down."
Instead of just not doing that?
They were doing it for the money. So no money. Who care?
Okay, well, it's okay. It doesn't work. I'll fuck with it some other time. That's fine. That's fine. It was just birds and tweeting and sounds, but it's okay. It was just ambience. It's all good. So, one of the things that you'll notice on this map is that they drew fucking crocodiles in the water. I really hate that because they're not necessarily there. So don't metagame.
It's not a token.
I just assumed that there were crocodile corpses, like they died of old,
Statues.
they died of old age just there.
I assumed it was flavoring, and we shouldn't assume anything drawn on the map is creature-wise is ever there.
Exactly.
Until it starts becoming a token.
Right, exactly.
That's one of the things I said at the beginning is the Nangalore map. It's a really cool map, but the fact that they drew creatures on it really annoys me because the first thing people see is go, "Oh, there's crocodiles here."
I was trying to.
Oh, you were doing it.
While you were helping. Yeah.
I was like, "What is happening?"
Rhythm has taken over.
It's the creepy children.
You're not allowed.
God damn it.
Is your
Speaking of the creepy children thing, Liz, the song plays perfectly fine with rhythm. It was just Groovy doing it.
Yeah.
It's sentient.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm glad we're not using Groovy anymore. I mean,
Dun,
But it
dun,
makes me wonder
dun.
if that's a similar issue with Rhythm. That for whatever reason, pulling something from Spotify has like just weird
weird inside.
inconsistencies or like
Hmm.
duplicate.
But
Yeah. I don't know. It's all good. So, yeah, so here you guys are. You're on the map. You can see. So, sorry. You asked some questions. So, there is water coming down these steps. It's like 5 feet of steps. Um, it is flowing water, but it's not like a raging river or anything. It's just
Okay.
flowing down. Yeah.
okay, so it doesn't seem like we could walk against the current without too much.
I was
Trouble.
mainly wondering like what we should do with our boats. Should we leave them out here? Should we just take them inside with us? That kind of thing. Assuming that we're all going in. I don't know if we're all going.
Well, I mean, I'm here to map this whole place.
Then we're all going in.
I mean, I could attempt to hide them with like my survival skills.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad
there's-
idea.
Can't hurt.
Yeah, the water here on the outside is like you can basically where you are now is kind of the extent of where the canoes can really go without scraping against like rocks and stumps and things along the bottom. So it's relatively shallow water. I mean for Jonah it might be a bit deeper, but it's probably up to your guys' like waist or so. But because there's large rocks and things under the water, it's not super easy to navigate by boat.
Then why don't we drag them up onto this little bit of land here, and there's a bunch of foliage. We can probably hide them that way.
Yeah.
I will
concur.
I will assist you in that endeavor.
Is this just an open roll for it?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, there we go. Ooh, not oh, that almost rolled to a 1 and it went back to 13. I'm like,
All right. Yeah, you drag them up on the banks there, cover them in reeds and ferns and things, and
throw
presto
big rocks right into
changeo,
them.
it's like they were never there.
All right. And
Oh shit, where did I put them?
I'm positive it is there because of that's how they illustrated the map, but just for the sake of it, do I recognize those elephant statue looking things on the outside
As anything but
as
elephant
anything
statues.
other than elephants?
They're elephants.
Great. That's exactly what I thought.
So there's like just a few patches of the dry land, right? There's nothing on them but just trees and stuff.
Yeah, just thick foliage.
Cool. Okay. I'll wait for them to do that before heading forward.
Okay. Yeah, once we're done, I'd say let's take a peek up the
Tally-ho.
stair or the stair river.
Mm-hmm.
Going up, testing the flow to make sure it's not gonna just boil me. Gerald!
Boil you?
Gerald!
Turns into
Carry
a
me
rapid.
up the stairs, Gerald.
Um,
Don't worry, I speak their language. Aki.
okay. Um, as you guys are moving forward, you do see off to your left, moving towards you in the water There are two very large shapes that seem to have been attracted by your presence.
Oh, jeepers.
Nobody is surprised because you guys beat their stealth rolls.
Eat some cake.
But
Ah,
Disease.
Please,
Oh my god.
please say it's a giant crocodile after you said that. We should be aware of giant crocodiles.
I need you guys to roll initiative, please.
So there
Quick-
were crocodiles.
Ignore the
were.
crocodiles, because there are no crocodiles. There are crocodiles!
No, I said the crocodiles weren't where they're said on the map.
I'm kidding.
What's the question, Brad?
quick question. I rolled a defender roll. I don't know what the number was, but does that have any bearing on what we're doing here?
Let me.
10 for
Yes.
scouting.
Good
Does it
question.
have? No, it doesn't.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
What did I prepare today?
What did Gerald get? Oh, I rolled it for him. No, I didn't.
You're supposed to roll it for him with
Yeah,
the bad
well.
guys and stuff. I can always roll it.
Well, you know.
But you
Gerald
just
got a
said it was
20.
easier to like. Cross.
Gerald got a
Okay.
20. Gerald's
He
a
is on the
fast
ball.
little bugger.
He doesn't really have much else to do but wait to hit
He's
things.
always ready.
He's a growing boy. He's just full of vim and vigor.
It's true.
Now that he's bigger, do you think his accent has changed at all? Do you think he goes,
Gerald.
Gerald? Gerald? Gerald?
Does he have a bow tie?
Gerald? Oh,
He's a-
Gerald.
He says it with a little more cheek and jowl.
Yeah, like I feel like by
Gerald.
the time we're level 15, he'll be full butler. Gerald. Gerald. Gerald.
Is he like Ask Jeeves? Can we just ask him stuff and he'll answer?
Gerald.
Gerald?
Processing.
He'll answer Gerald.
Gerald.
If you
Oh
got
my
the
god,
magic
it's
mouth,
so loud.
if
No,
you got
it's
the
not for
magic
me.
mouth or something
Not
like
for
that spell, you could actually make voices come from him. Or ventriloquism.
That's true.
God. That blew my eardrums out. Holy shit.
But it's working.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Gerald is the first to react, but he must wait for Archie.
He will
so
hold
He holds his action.
Total gang.
hold his attack if anything comes.
For his
Bears!
own good.
Oh
You
boy!
see
look
these
at
creatures, they are very large crocodiles. They come up out of the water and open their jaws and kind of step up onto like the more shallow water
Oh, look at
and
these
roar
mother-
viciously at you.
Yeah, I will step up here. And I do my thing. You know the thing.
The flex.
Yeah.
You do the Hulkamania thing where you like rip your shirt.
And
Tell you what, brother. Please
boy.
tell me you have a 100-ball mustache now.
And then I will. I'll kind of look behind me and just be like, "Look alive!" And I will take the dodge action.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right.
He zigs. He zags.
That's it?
A Jace.
Okay. Archie, it's not your turn. It's giant crocodile from the right that you guys did not notice, but it bursts forth from the water now. You guys still aren't surprised because you knew there was threats in the area, but you didn't know this one was here until just now. And it will, what's its speed? Its speed in water is 400 kilometers per hour.
Kilometers.
Good thing it's walking.
It's
So the
faster
water's
than the
shallow.
speed of sound.
Per hour.
What kind of reach does this thing have?
These things are actually, real ones are amazingly fast on ground in short bursts.
Yeah,
You mean it doesn't want to sidestep around into
They're-
Gerald's?
No, why would it? It slides through the water and then suddenly with a burst of and spray of water, which as it splashes over you, you now realize this is slightly sweet kind of tasting as it splashes into your mouth.
The water is
I've got-
sweet.
Oh,
Oh,
Don't
my.
drink it.
And
water's really good.
it bursts forth at Aelin with its massive jaws. Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
And slams down on you for 19 points of piercing damage and grips you in its jaws. You are grappled.
That's
Hey, when that
keep its
happens-
mouth occupied.
That's its turn. Archie,
Son of a-
your brother is held in the vice-like giant grip of a crocodile jaws.
Jesus. Well, that doesn't seem very good. 19 damage on one hit.
Yeah, also, it seemed really good at hitting me.
Okay.
Why are
If
you
I had to give a number, it was like a 27.
why are you
What
so
the hell?
good at hitting me?
If I were to rate it straight,
Okay. First, I'll tell Gerald to
Also,
punch.
sorry, I'm going to retcon this. There's only 2 of them.
one was an illusion.
I didn't hit the recalculate button when I put 3, and 3 is too hard. 2 is enough.
Oh, come on.
We can take 3.
We take it.
You might be able
Okay.
to, but it'd be really douchey of me to throw 3 of these things at you. And I should have paid more attention.
Okay, it's an option.
Well, if that's the case, can I retcon what I did? 'Cause I only dodged because there was 2 over there. Otherwise, I would have gone up and hit the guy.
Sure.
All right.
When the monster attacks and the DM goes, "Oh shit!"
Oh God. Yeah. All right. And why not? I will put actually not. For a little bit of slashing damage. And a little bit more. It's a nice little 32 points of slashing damage there. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, now-
Archie.
Okay, so I'm going to assume a creature this big can hit me even from here. So I'm actually going to just step up
Okay, his
and
mouth is full right now.
I'm
There's
just
the
gonna
other end.
I'm gonna boop its snoot.
The boop snoot.
Flip it on its back.
Just because I want to try this new funsies, I'm going to cast Bestow Curse on it.
Ooh.
Spoke curse.
Bestow Curse. So I get to do a Wisdom saving throw for it. So just target it.
All
Yeah.
food tastes like crap to you.
So please fail Wisdom. Please don't be smart. Yes. Okay.
Wisdom isn't
Well,
smart. Anyways, carry on.
Good. Because so while it is cursed, the target must make a Wisdom saving throw at the start of each of its turns. If it fails that save, it wastes its action that turn doing nothing.
Damn.
So that's the effect.
Like a sort of a stun kind of idea. Is that
Kind of. Yeah. It's yeah. What?
As Corey goes, oh, actually, sorry, there were 3.
No.
Well, it still has to fail the save.
I know.
And yeah, I tell Gerald to punch the crocodile that's got Aelin, and that's my turn.
Okay. Jonah.
And I'm going to take out my sickly looking wand. I've seen it, but it doesn't look like they've been duct taped together. And I am going to shoot a ray of sickness at the giant crocodile.
Fun.
That's it.
It takes some damage.
Ooh.
And I'm going to use inspiration to give disadvantage for this constitution save.
Okay.
Oh,
Success. Anyways.
It is not poisoned.
Yeah.
And move right here. 10 feet down. Past the turn.
Blackwind.
alrighty? Well, Baz is he's fine right now. So yeah, I leap into action.
FY. Ooh.
Oh, is that deeper there?
No, I was just gonna say the water would be difficult terrain, but Baz only moved 10. Yeah, you're fine. You would have made it anyways.
Okay. What do I know about these if I know anything special, I guess I'll take a nature check
Sure.
just to see if there's anything worthwhile.
Nice.
Maybe I
Yeah.
should have attacked.
They are definitely larger than normal crocodiles. You've not seen crocodiles this large before. But otherwise they are essentially functionally identical to a normal crocodile. Dangerous enough crocodiles are. Giant ones like this. You imagine that those jaws could probably crush a man in half with practiced ease if left too long in the jaws.
You, Aelin?
Also, they have, just from the look of this thing, it does have some pretty thick-looking hide. Its tail, the way it swings its tail around, you imagine that it may have pretty strong strength behind that as well, actually. Should it choose to use it?
Okay. And the typical, do they, when they bite onto people, do I know anything about what it would play? Is it going to drag him under and or just up? I'm just trying to get a feel what threat level he's at. Besides Alta.
It's
Ultimate.
bad.
It's bad. It's bad.
Bad threat.
If I can, if you deem it's okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking. Well, you could make an animal handling check as per my skills rules to determine the intent and behavior of a beast.
I think that would probably go into my action though. Probably trying to like get into that though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's like you.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
fair enough. That's it. That's right. Is there enough of its surface that I could jump onto it?
Yeah. You could try.
Okay.
Be
I
a
would
grapple.
like to try to jump onto it. Yep.
Be a grapple check.
Yep. Grapple attack, which would just be a normal attack.
Grapple is an opposed strength.
Athletics.
Yeah.
Athletics
Well-
versus athletics or acrobat.
Yeah, I have proficiency in athletics, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so does it probably.
Find
But
out.
yeah, I'm guessing it's really strong.
Not strong enough.
Okay, so now, like that, I'll pull out Ouroboros, and I will try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But I
move
still
you
have an-
here, but just because you're jumping on it, so just so I can target you, but you're actually on it in its square.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to put the grapple condition on it. Okay, it is grappled.
I don't know how this looks. It's like, am I like just like hugging onto the top of its head instead of choking it?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Back up,
I'm
back up.
going to Ouroboros him, and then I think I'm going to try to use one of the abilities on it. Which
Is a grapple? The grapple's your action, right?
Grapple
There's
is
an-
it
it's one
takes
of your
place of one
attacks.
attack.
Yeah.
One attack. Okay. Nice.
I just gotta look at. I could do the. I guess I could do a poison spray with it actually. so
Wait,
never mind.
Ryan, you
Yeah.
can't activate the dagger's magical abilities. That's an action. You've already used
Oh,
your action
sorry.
to attack. So,
I got you.
yeah, you can't.
It's an action. I got you.
It's an action
So
to
use
activate it. Yeah,
So it would take up my
the
full
full action. Yeah.
Never mind then. I would just jump onto it with the. I was gonna try to poison him, but I actually realized poisoning. It was just poison spray. I forgot about that. So blood frenzy it with a bonus action hunter's mark. Hunter. Sorry, I just don't have anything in the correct thing. Shift. And Bloodfall Attack.
Nice.
You want me to modify the damage attack though, just because I am kind of grappling it, or like would it just count that I'm sitting on it like rodeo style?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't
just-
affect your damage.
Okay. Bloodfall damage. Cha cha cha.
Nice.
And it's already been damaged. I could blood frenzy it. Gain advantage. Oh, I could gain an advantage. Never mind. I'll cut it at that. So sorry. I'm trying to use these new cool toys that you gave me.
All right, Donna Quinn.
Did you say also this was what you got? Difficult terrain?
Yeah, the water would be because it's like mucky and like waist deep, so it slows you down.
Okay.
Or-
Can't swim.
But you have a swim speed, don't you?
I do. I was wondering if I
yeah,
could swim.
so yeah, I wouldn't slow you down if you have a swim speed. You can just kind of
What
like.
is my swim speed? Is it the same as mine?
Uh,
I honestly don't.
well, we're. Wait, do you have a swim speed?
I don't know. You think I would? I think it's like a 10 foot swim speed. I don't know.
But I have my own light.
Let's see. Abilities for age has speed.
I have my own light. I can read
30
I
feet
don't
plus. Hold breath. You can hold your breath for up to an hour at a time. Turtles aren't natural swimmers, but they
Oh,
can
okay.
remain underwater. So you have, yeah, you don't actually have a swim speed, so no, it is difficult terrain for you.
in the dark, Daddy.
Okay. Okay then. I can only move like 15 then. So I will move over this way.
I need the pieces.
I will target on stuff the giant crocodile there because I can't get any. And I'll attack with Thorn Whip.
Okay. Yep.
Whip it real good.
Beep. Oh, wah, wah, wah.
Your Thorn Whip should do 2d6, right? Because you're level 6. It's a cantrip, right? Cantrip damage goes up when cantrips after level 5.
Did you roll it from your bar?
I know I rolled it on stuff from my character sheet.
Yeah, you have to modify it.
Yeah,
Character sheet would be automatic.
it should be and stuff like that, but yeah, it's supposed to be 2d6. Yeah, I just looked at this well.
Yeah. Okay, one more. There we go. And this creature's too big to pull.
Oh yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting to pull it.
I got him, guys.
Aelin, so you are currently grappled.
So is it.
I don't know that helps me. As a bonus action, I'm gonna just like put my hands up against the what?
I just realized what it says. While grappled in this way, you are restrained. So you should have the restrained condition as well. Sorry.
And what does that do? Gives a disadvantage on attacks, advantage on attacks against me.
Something like that.
Okay. I put my hands on either side of the giant mouth that's holding me, and as a bonus action, I'm going to summon the astral arms and force it to make a dex save as radiant light explodes out from me. Dex save.
Oh shit! Nat 20. Succeeds.
I think it does nothing on a save. Yeah. Well, that sucks. That's a real bummer. And I'm going to use my action to attempt to break out of its grapple.
Okay. This is a post strength, yeah. You break free.
Ah.
Can I choose where I pop out, or is it just where I am?
It's where you are. Yeah, you're not in his square, so. Yeah, so you just kind of bursting with light and pry his jaws open and roll out.
I think it's more like he flinches when the light, and I use that opportunity to just like wiggle out. Because it's definitely it's a fast movement, not a strong movement.
Oh, because you were doing acrobatics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not expect to have the strength to break out of a giant crocodile's jaws.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it flinches. It releases its vice-like grip for a moment, and in that moment, you take the opportunity to quickly leap out of its mouth.
Yeah,
roll out.
That's it. That's all I can do.
All right. The giant croc over here, having been smacked pretty hard by Baz, retaliates with a vicious bite. Jesus Christ.
Why?
My dice. Of its own, dealing 16 points of piercing damage.
Ugh.
Now, are you able to be... Yeah, it grapples and restrains you with its...
We're all on this side fighting this crocodile, and behind us we just hear Baz go, "Oh!" We're all focusing on the one, and Baz is getting flailed around by this other crocodile.
He's got the strength to
I'll be
wrestle
fine.
it.
I'll be fine.
I got him where I want him.
All right.
I'm gonna move Black Quinn. He's not actually in that square, so I'm just gonna move you down one. Gerald walks up and punches a crocodile.
Sorry. At the end of the Croc 2, at the end of his turn, I would like to invoke the Stone Rune as my reaction.
Okay.
Have you ever had elephant on weed?
A nat 1.
Nice.
Oh, wait. There. That's what I meant to do. There you go. All right. You can just set me down there.
Doesn't release the grapple.
Who's charmed by me?
Whoa.
Doesn't make him friendly to you.
What?
Yeah, the
What
charm
is
is
the
just a
spell
condition.
specifically?
The charmed is just the condition that
I
causes it
know,
to be
it-
infested. It doesn't make you him happy to be your friend or anything.
But I think it can't grapple you because it's incapacitated.
Is that true? Look it up. Either way, it's Gerald's
Well,
turn.
I'm checking.
Gerald is following orders,
He misses.
and he's missing. Damn it, Gerald.
Oh, now we need the answer because it's Baz's turn.
All right. Can
Da,
a
da, 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 da.
creature
Grapple
that
condition. Oh god, see conditions. Fucking goddamn it.
grappling
Good old WotC index.
Incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. Charmed. A charmed creature can attack the charmer or target the charmer with
Condition
harmful
ends if the
ability.
grappler is incapacitated.
There we go.
Sorry, what? Say that again.
The
The
grappled
grapple
condition
ends if they're
ends.
incapacitated.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So he just kind of goes, "Oh." Cool. And I'll just be like, "That's right. That's right." And
He's
just
doing the
like-
Hulk rage. He's shaking.
Wait, shouldn't that have been with advantage?
Did you apply the condition to him?
I did.
Incapacitated doesn't give you advantage.
Doesn't it?
No.
No.
It's not a stun.
Oh, never mind. Well then, sure. Oh, hold on. I always forget. Hit. All right. Well, the first hit was supposed to have an extra d6.
Just roll the d6.
Incapacitated creatures can move.
Do you get to re-roll on your
Yes,
giant
I
smite?
do.
Yeah, the wording of incapacitated is kind of misleading, I found. But
Alright, takes
yeah.
one more damage.
essentially, you're kind of like in a semi-dazed state.
And then yeah, I'm gonna start 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Start moving towards the other one.
All right.
Okay, so the crocodile one has to make I'll roll the wisdom saving throw for him. Can I use my inspiration to give him disadvantage on this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that then.
Okay.
So, wisdom.
He fails.
Yeah, so he has to use his action to do nothing. Doesn't mean he doesn't have like a bonus action and stuff, but his main action is to do.
Okay. What do you do? It's your turn.
I'm gonna disengage. And back up.
Okay.
So Aelin, you're no longer in its jaws, right?
That's correct.
Okay, then I'm gonna tell Baz. Yeah, Gerald, just keep punching. That's my turn.
Okay. Jonah.
I'm going to see Baz disengaging from the other one. So I'm going to take out my globule that fires little balls of pink and purple gas, and I'm going to launch Tasha's Hideous Laughter at crocodile number 2.
Yes, you do have line of sight on him. Okay.
Oh, let's make sure I have range. I might need to move closer. I need to move closer. So 20 feet.
Now you don't have line of sight on him. You have to move up.
Then I'll
There
move
you
here.
go.
That was weird. I moved towards him and lost line of sight.
Yeah, it's because the tree's in the way.
Yeah. The heck or the. Anyway, yeah. Oh,
Oh God.
first time actually worked. He is now incapacitated, unable to stand. He's prone. And at the end of the round, he can repeat the save, or whenever he takes damage, he can do it with advantage.
Okay.
Unless he has an intelligence score of less than 4. Or less 4 or less. Then he's unaffected.
Yeah, I was just checking his intelligence. Yeah, he's got intelligence of 2.
Oh,
It
no.
does not.
It doesn't understand the joke.
Exactly.
And
Unfortunately,
They're not very smart, guys.
Yeah, they've got animal intelligence, which is a 2. Dogs have 3. They're stupider than a dog.
Still has never worked.
Sorry. Blackwind, you're grappling a cursed crocodile.
it's a rodeo. All right. Feel the fury. Bloodfall attack.
Bloodfall's magical abilities are activated. You shed blood with it now, so.
It tasted blood, but it missed.
Oh.
Or
Rick,
I think.
I imagine you wouldn't actually miss. You just kind of unable to penetrate its thick hide.
Yeah.
How do you miss a gigantic barn-sized crocodile when you're on top of it?
Literally can't reach anywhere but the crocodile.
Yeah. Well, it does have a thick hide.
Exactly.
And it's probably thrashing a little bit. All right, second attack. Hey, that's a little bit better. I hit it in the same spot.
Broke through.
So bloodfall damage doesn't really do well.
Ooh.
Wow, that was good dice rolls there.
Yep.
And yeah, so yeah, it's either blood rage or blood frenzy. Quirk hungry, and it's tasted fresh blood, so now it's actually can be activated, and it has -10 on movement again.
Okay.
And I'll stay on him. I'm sure this might be bad. Could go bad.
All right, Jonathan.
I'm just gonna move up a little bit like that and attack.
You stepped on the crocodile.
I did. Oh no, the crocodile trap.
It's already there.
And I will check thorn whip on stuff.
So when the cars.
The number, because the other one's incapacitated, right? Number 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't want to attack that. That wasn't loud at all.
So I'm gonna pick a car for you. I'm gonna pick up these.
Which is so high.
So I'm gonna go.
So much damage.
Okay.
Alien, you're free.
Oh, thank God.
The fury.
I spin the rain stick of a ball around a couple times, and I lap down on its head.
The slap in the nose. No.
It
Bad.
ricochets off its thick nose scales.
Try again.
Broke through. Ooh.
Bonus action, flurry of blows. Mark off that key point. And then with the astral arms, yeah, I follow up. This time going under the chin. Should have stuck with the same spot. I dialed it in, now I've lost it.
Got him.
Oh,
Oh. The crocodile
That's
winces
fine.
in pain.
It doesn't care I did so little damage to it. Fight Black Wind.
well, I'm sure it's definitely noticed me.
The crocodile needs a save.
You're muted, Brad.
There we go. Yes, I will.
And he'll need a save for Tasha's as well.
Oh, he won't.
He won't? Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. He's a really smart crocodile.
Still in cap.
See, in a wild crocodile, it's like, what?
Huh?
It's
I'm an
dazed.
alligator.
Oh. Gerald punches the crocodile.
Gerald punches the crocodile. Ah! That was weird.
Will it be enough?
Why? Oh.
Wow, snake eyes. Gerald's fist
I was-
flies off.
I accidentally had disadvantage, but didn't matter.
He just like falls over.
Good job, Gerald. Baz.
So on my way over, it looks like pretty clear that the rest of the team has got that one taken care of. I was gonna turn around, go straight back to the guy, and just whack away.
Oh, I thought that was a nat 20.
Yeah, that's
It's close.
Slippery little 20.
Ooh, it's alive. Still kicking. Oh,
Nope.
second one.
Nah.
Can't find purchase. It's still
Can't
lives.
find purchase. That is my turn.
Wisdom
Alright,
save.
Wisdom save.
Archie's turn.
Oh.
Arch's turn. She's just gonna firebolt it.
I imagine his eyes just have like these little golden swirls kind of in
Arch
them.
What?
Put the arch turn into my arch turn.
Birds flying around his head.
Burn. He burned.
Yeah. Gerald punch him.
Jonah.
Think of the purses you could make out of this guy.
I'm thinking the
big.
teeth,
I was thinking luggage, but
the-
sure.
the boots, the belts.
All right, I'm just gonna firebolt. Why is it a disadvantage?
I don't know.
That was prone. One was
Oh,
prone.
Yeah. You
Oh, he shouldn't have been. Which one are you targeting?
Number
Two?
2.
Charmed and
you applied
incapacitated.
the
But I took the prone off of him.
oh.
Yeah, it's not on the thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Ah.
Dropped to 20, so you would have crit him.
Or did I roll a 2?
That's true, we don't know.
Oh, you're right.
I mean,
okay, just,
I'll crit him.
Yeah, just
but
reroll. Just reroll. Yeah. I don't know why.
see
It's,
if
that time it worked.
hey,
Wow.
karma.
What?
You got him.
It was meant to be.
I
Holy
really
hell.
want that luggage.
You roast the crocodile.
Look at all the needles I can make out of
It
those teeth.
sinks into the mud, slumping down, charred scales melting off its face.
Melting.
I'll move down here and pass the turn.
Blackwind.
Time to die. If the dice gods are with me. I want a critical too.
Give me some of those.
Three critical attacks.
So
in a
it's
row,
also going to
basically.
get a 5. I don't think it'll add it automatically, but I'll
It won't.
hit
You'll have-
5.
yeah.
And damage. Look at the dice dance.
It only had 6 hit points left.
Yeah. The crocodile, you standing up top of it, you thrust your spear down directly into its skull, severing its spinal cord from its head. As it thrashes once and then lies still beneath you. Did I delete? I almost deleted Blackwind. Delete the crocodile.
Then it takes me with it. Just like the swamp rats back at the farm.
Crocodiles, having met their demise, have sit motionless in the water. It seems this place is not does not like visitors.
Or they were hungry.
Yeah, one of the
I'm going to use my second wind.
Yeah.
I could see how 3 of them could change into a really bad situation really quick, though.
I mean, 2 of them could have changed into a really bad situation.
Well, Baz at least has a kind of a fighting chance with his strength. But I guess it still automatically grappled him right away when you get hit, though.
Yeah, there are a lot of monsters that if they hit you,
Yeah.
you are grappled. There's no check or save or anything. It's just one and done.
Good thing Aelin buttered himself up so he could slip out.
I knew it would come in handy one of these days.
Yeah, I would like to try to collect as many of the crocodile teeth as I could, like whole ones. Just, you know, not like I'm trying to be professional dentist or anything, but I'd like to turn them into like needles and stuff like that, or even a necklace.
I think there's a couple in me.
Oh yeah, I'll grab those. Hey, where's the rest of you? You lost weight.
Yeah,
I'm with the crocodile now.
You can make a survival check and see if you can harvest.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not gonna spend like a shit ton of time, so I don't think I'll get a heck of. Ooh, that's stealth, not stealth.
Quietly
Survival.
pull its teeth.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ooh,
That's a
that's a keeper.
That's a good snoot boop.
Snoot boop. Snootin' bootin'. Boopin'. That's a new one.
It was like raining frickin' criticals at the end there, though. Although mine was a little bit needless, but.
Aelin, do you want some Ryath fruit? Get a little pep? You look a little rough.
This is a little drug pusher down here. First one's free.
2d4 temporary hit points.
Maybe once we know the rest of this place is safe.
I mean, it lasts for like a day.
Yeah, isn't that the thing that those crocodile cultist people were on, though?
Yeah. They were a lot of fun. They didn't attack us.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to attack if I need to.
Oh, I don't think it like hurts you at all.
When we settle down, John, I'll give it a shot.
I settle down. We can party.
Jonah's getting dark.
Because that's when you need the temporary hit points now, when we sleep. In case they show up again.
Why don't you like to party?
Gerald, do you want some temporary hit points?
I don't. Can Gerald?
No.
No.
I mean, he can. He just doesn't need to.
Well, I guess because he's immune to poison, so there'd be absolutely no downside to Gerald eating them.
They don't do anything. He doesn't have he can't eat.
Everyone okay? Everyone's good.
Just a quick die roll for a quick harvest?
Yeah.
Like a D10 or a D8? What do you figure? If whatever you determine with that roll anyways.
Yeah, 20. Sure, let's do...
Oh,
2d6.
Rain the dice. 2d6 straight, or do I use wisdom on there? Oh, 7.
Just straight.
Yeah, that's what
There
I
you go.
Cool.
Pry
Like I say, it's
teeth
a
out
quick
of its
job.
mouth. You can make a
1
necklace
second.
out of those.
While that was going on, Aelin, do you want to maybe just sit down and bandage yourself? That bite looks a little rough. I'd hate to see you get infected.
Yeah. Did you? This water tastes really good.
Yeah, what's up with that? It's like sweet.
Stop drinking the water.
Yeah, I would definitely like take my trunk and like scoop some up and.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just it's got like just a sweet tinge to it.
That's remarkable.
I'm
Like drinking pure maple syrup. It's amazing.
It's not that sweet.
Pure throat leeches. Yeah.
Sugar.
Pure throat leech juice.
What is that? Yeah, we can quick rest, right? Well,
yeah.
Yeah, 10
yeah,
minutes.
I would say,
harvesting.
yeah, you can definitely do that. It's just a quick medicine check to bandage wounds. That's all you can do on a quick rest, I believe.
Seeing Aylin's wounds off, I would go up and ask Concept if I could take a look, see if I could help bandage him up some.
Okay.
Oh, sure. I'll roll with advantage. Oh, wow. You got.
Donovan's really good at this.
You got a much better eye for this than I do. So that's +3 per hit dice spent. Sweet. And mark off charge.
Good. Nice.
3. Yeah, I'll do another one. +3.
Perfect.
I'm cured.
Technically, I don't know if you want to. Just FYI, the other thing you can do during a quick rest, 10 minutes, is cast a ritual spell if you want to.
I'll do that.
I figured you might want to have something run and take 10 minutes since you're taking it anyways.
Yeah. I'll run comprehend languages first.
Sure.
Because it lasts for an hour with no concentration, so that way it's just going in the background.
All right. So Aelin,
I'm gonna take some drugs.
What are you taking?
Caith and cinderberries.
Okay. Those both last an hour?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And while everyone else is doing their thing, I want to just in the just the direct vicinity, see if I can find anything that could be causing the water to be.
You could make an investigation check.
Great. I'm going to roll 2 of them, and knowing that, it probably doesn't matter. The first one is my normal one. What I was going to say is I'm going to be sniffing around, and I get advantage on investigation checks. But I'm also looking. I'm kind of doing simultaneous stuff. So, but if like you know that smell won't come into it, then you can ignore the second roll. If that makes sense.
Kind of like a, if needed, advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If the second roll was better, anyways, I would ignore it.
Yeah, exactly. The second roll was better, and
it was.
I
get
it. You think that smell would come into play?
Sure. And you said so you're just kind of like checking out the pool as.
Yeah, I'm just like, is there anything in the riverbed, like along the walls, or anything that like stands out as like what is causing this phenomenon?
Yeah, nothing that you can find anywhere down here, but you're pretty confident that the sweet water, because the further you get away from the mouth of the where this is flowing in, the less kind of more diluted it gets. So it seems to you that the water flowing down
Gotcha.
from the palace itself is, but what's causing it? No clue.
Guess we'll look when we get up.
Yeah, it's definitely something coming from the gardens, but who knows? Very strange.
Exciting.
I will say, since you've been looking around pretty intently at various things, the wall, you even mentioned the wall specifically, you do notice that the walls of the palace itself, and you can also see like up here as well, even though you didn't say you were going up there, but you can see that there is all over the walls. There's like I described before. There's like vines and brambles and things like spilling down them. You do notice, however, that the walls, while the brambles would give probably decent handholds to climb, there is plenty of like thorns and like kind of like you see some of the thicker vines have what almost look like very thin, not just like pokey spines, although there's plenty of that as well, but also very thin and very sharp looking. They almost look like blades sticking off the sides of the vines. You don't have nature, do you? But you can point them out to somebody if you don't have nature yourself, if you're not proficient.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Boy, those vines are quite.
The camera, something went wrong.
Rhythm's gone.
Rhythm lost its
fuck.
master.
Due to inactivity.
We're gonna get up to that Tyrannosaurus sculpture and find that there's just a corpse lodged in the mouth, and that's where the water's coming from.
Maybe. Num num.
We'll just play this track. At least this one worked.
Anybody want some drugs?
At least this track works properly. The other ones, I don't know why they don't, but this one does. So we'll just play this one.
I'd ask Galen, but he's a square.
Yeah, so who are you pointing out to?
Probably Donaquin, given that he's kind of right there, and Archie.
Sure. Donaquin, give me a nature check on the plants that Baz is pointing out to you. Yeah, you recognize them. They're not unknown to you. The thorns, you just looking at them, the thorns, you're fairly certain are probably poisonous. Just kind of examining them, you can see that they seem to have like some sort of like yellowish sticky sap that kind of drips from the tips of them on a few of them. So you imagine they probably would be poisonous if you get pricked by them. The vines themselves are razor leaf vines. They're very sharp and very dangerous. If you get tangled in razor leaf vines, you can quickly, even the strongest men can be sliced like to the bone very quickly.
Do they resemble any of the things that we found those other people in when we were heading towards the Grung area? To the secret grove or whatever? It's not like the stuff that was there?
No.
Okay.
So all that said, while not impossible, stay away from the walls would be probably prudent. Not necessary, but prudent.
Okay. Blackwood said he was going to check out the elephant heads.
Check out how?
It's going to investigate them. Like,
for what?
See if there's any hidden nooks or hiding something, or maybe a plaque or something.
You pull on the trunk, does it open up a trapdoor?
I yank the trunk.
Okay. So,
a full-on investigate, hands-on.
Sure. I would assume Donaquin would pass along the knowledge of what he just learned to the party, yes?
Yes, they definitely would not stuff that people know on stuff that's possibly on stuff poisonous on stuff not.
Good, because these vines are heavily embedded around these elephant heads as well. So hands-on is not a good option for you,
Oh,
Blackman.
okay.
Um,
All right. Well, then just
but
the old eyeballs
yeah, so you
and my glaive. I guess I could push.
yeah, poke around. Yeah, sure.
Go face first into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can still you could give me you can give me a perception.
Perception. Oh, almost 11.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
not bad.
the carvings is intricate, but the vines cover a lot of it, even scraping the way. They're gigantic as well, so you can like scrape away a little bit of the lower parts of it with your glaive. But
Difficult.
yeah, it's very high quality craftsmanship for sure. Very lifelike, but they, as far as like anything special about them, nothing that you can discern.
Not with my keen or half-orc eyes. All right. Good enough. I mean, that was at least that one. I don't know. I guess we can assume both, or do you want to roll on the other one too?
Yeah, it's fine. One is
Okay.
good.
Yeah. Very well. I did not see anything.
I'm gonna slowly make my way up to the first set of arches since we seem to be done at the end.
I would be following Archie as well.
Probably
What
go
about
too
these
far.
other faces that are in this?
They're higher up. They're not
Where
here
up,
yet.
okay,
They're
so-
way up. Oh, okay.
They're in
They're-
between the
This
arches.
depth perception really got me fucked up.
They're further down the canals.
Yeah. Okay.
For some reason, Blackwind is like freaking out down here. I can't get him to move. There we go.
He's in the vines.
I unclicked just to see if that helped, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it did.
Yeah, as you guys make your way slowly down here, you can see that the passageway, the first passageway to the left there, is completely collapsed and it looks impassable.
Okay.
Over on the other side, however, there is a dark tunnel that goes about. Well, here, let me. It's kind of awkward to figure out how to do this, so I'll just describe it to you for now. But there's a tunnel that goes about 15 feet, and then you can see that the roof. So the entire tunnel goes probably about like 60 feet down, and you can see a staircase with like some thick roots that seem to be growing down, covering part of the staircase. But it's open, so there's like a tunnel that leads through. However, halfway through, the middle 15 feet of the tunnel is collapsed and open to the sky above. And there's just like a big puddle of water there with like some stones where it's collapsed. It's about 10 feet wide, this passageway. So you can you can go into the tunnel if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's clear past that hole. Like there's not an obstruction.
Yeah, there's nothing
not
obstructing it. It's just the ceilings collapse with some rubble and like a pool of water.
Mm.
Otherwise it's dry. Like you can step out of the water that you're in into this tunnel. But then about 15 feet in, so about here, for about 15 feet, it's open to the sky. There's like sunlight coming down, and there's like vines and stuff like draped over the side. Like thick vegetation, and there's like a pool of water there, and then about 15 feet beyond that open part, you can just make out at the edge of your dark vision. Well, it's kind of lit. It's like dim light. It's not dark, but it's dim. You can see like a staircase that leads up. You presume up onto the terraces,
Gotcha.
and there's like a big thick root, kind of like snaking its way down the stairs, and they're kind of like crumbled.
Okay, so kind of like it's been overgrown. It's grown down. The root has grown down the stairway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also see that from here, now that you're up here, these two faces, you're close enough now and it's light, the two faces that are like on the left and right just in front of you. You can see there as well that the one on the left, so all four, well, you assume all four, you can kind of make out with the other faces further down as well, but here these faces are carved, they're stone visages staring across the avenue between the walkways. They each are portraying a very regal looking woman. The expression is different on each of them.
Okay.
So the one to your left there on the western wall shows a woman with a kind of a bemused expression on her face, and there is a plaque above the face, written in Chultan.
Okay.
Wait, is it Chultan? No, it's Old Omuan, but you can read that regardless. So anyone, I think you're the only one that can read it then, right? Nobody else has that language, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Not in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, so the bemused expression, there's a message above an Old Omuan, and it reads, this garden is dedicated to Zalcore, Queen of Omu and Jewel of Chult. On the lower east face, so the one on your right, the face has a serene expression, and the message above reads, "And may the gods themselves marvel at this humble reflection of her beauty."
The gods weren't allowed here.
Well, primordial gods were, though. So it may be talking about those.
It's also possible the Omuan translation is not necessarily referring to divine gods. But that's the closest translation to common that you've got, is gods.
It is little g.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Well, are they also covered in vines and razor leaf and bad stuff?
Not as much as the surrounding walls, but below and above them, yes. But actually, it's a good question because it does look like they've been kept clean. Like it looks pretty deliberately like kept cleaned off, and the plaque isn't overgrown with vines or anything. So.
Interesting.
So do we want to go into these things, or do we want to go up and see if there are more plaques on those other two?
Yeah, I'd like to check out the other two and see what's in those alcoves before heading out of this area.
Get a lay of the land and.
Okay. I just want to move.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I want to investigate the face. That's all.
Yeah. And I was going to say, if this is like kind of like a central point on the top side of the temple, I guess, like if it's kind of like central-ish, I could probably do the locate plants while you're looking at these plaques.
Sure.
I mean, if I'm central, sort of, it's probably a lot easier.
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's
have
hard
to
to
be perfect.
tell if the big brick building is like the center, or if that's like the back, and these are the gardens. I don't know the layout of Nangalore very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's way back from the day. I kind of don't know.
What's the range on your spell?
5 miles.
5 miles.
Wow.
But to
triangulate. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Like it's easier if I'm so it's coming from this side easier than.
It's a ping. It doesn't stay up.
Yeah.
So.
The
closer he thinks he can get to being in the middle, the easier it is to kind of know exactly where it might be.
Like that big central dome is the most dominant structure. You don't really have a good sense of how big the palace is overall, but that looks like the central structure. It may not be exact center, but it seems to be in the middle from what you could see from the gates, anyways, or from the entrance, I should say.
I mean, it should give me if they're within 5 miles, it should give me a decent, hopefully.
Yeah, so do you want to, are you guys going to head just to check out these these faces here, and then while you're doing that, Blackwind can go kind of like somewhere in the middle here and do his ritual.
Meditate.
Sure.
Okay.
I just want to give all the faces a good once over. Make sure there's nothing that I'm missing.
Okay.
Kidoki.
So, okay. So
Yeah.
I don't want to presume to move your guys' tokens for you, so.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if you wanted some sort of role for me for me actually going and interacting with them, or if it is just otherwise I'll be moving up.
Well, you didn't want to. You didn't make a roll last time.
I didn't.
So I looked at it and he told me that, and then I said I wanted to actually give them a close inspection, and so I wasn't sure if that required a roll before I moved on.
Oh, I thought you wanted to look at all 4 first and read them all and then do that to all of them. Sorry, I misunderstood.
I guess that works too.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant you're going to look at them all and then while Blackman's doing his ritual, investigate them all thoroughly.
Sure.
But,
that's fine, yeah.
I didn't actually see where that you pointed out because I was away from my screen, but I will move to where necessary.
Yeah, like somewhere here is probably a central, like it's central in the boulevard or kind of just to the north.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume Gerald is following you, so I'll move him.
Always.
Okay,
so like now.
So while Blackwind kind of sits down and starts preparing his locate plants to try to hone in on that Black Orchid, you guys can also see I just have to see. Yeah, Baz, you can see, well, all of you can see this, but to the left here, this area is, it's all kind of like crumbled in entirely, like it's completely open to the sky the entire way down. So again, it goes probably about 60 feet to a staircase that you can see rises up. It's not impassable, but there's a lot of rubble that kind of like fills the passage, but you could probably climb through because the roof is open to the sky, so it's just kind of a matter of climbing around and over it. The walls still are, again, kind of covered with these vines that kind of drape down and these heavy roots. But this one down, the one in the south, I should have mentioned, looks like there's actually like midway down because it's open to the sky as well. At midway down, you can see that there's a large like tree trunk essentially that's growing right in the middle that takes up the entire passageway and like grows up into the sky, creating this big canopy above this huge tree. On the other side, so yeah, I've described the southern passage, right? On the other side, the passage to the right, so over here. Similar again, it's a tunnel that goes about 60 feet and ends with a staircase that leads up at the end. The first about 20 feet of it is like tunnel, and you can see some roots that kind of like dug in and like kind of like are hanging down. There's a tree growing above that's kind of like the roots have grown in, and then the last half of the tunnel, so from like here onwards to the stairs, is open to the sky with like crumbled rocks that's kind of collapsed in as well. So either way, these 4 side passages seem to be the way up to like further explore the garden, because like up into the terraces above. These 2 faces here to the left and right, the upper left one on the upper west has a condescending expression. The message above it reads in Old Omuan, worshipped by her people and by Thurutaya, who loves her, but the word loves is like scratched out and carved into the stone in kind of like this raggedy carved hand, is the Old Omuan word for betrayed.
Okay.
And on the other side, the face has a stern expression. The message above reads, in this, the 10th year of her reign, may she govern forever in splendor. and the big Tyrannosaurus head at the far end. Actually, well, we'll stop here for now because I don't know if you guys are gonna go check that out before finishing in the center here.
I don't know.
So you can give me an investigation check while you investigate the faces for any further detail you may have missed.
Yeah, further detail and like any hidden. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, you give it a close inspection, but they don't seem to have. They seem to be decorative. They don't seem to have any levers or hidden compartments or anything that you can find.
Does it look like the third face that was sort of
Condescending?
the condescending? Yeah. Does it look like that was like an alteration to the face, or was it originally carved to look condescending, but the plaque said "Worshipped by her people"?
All of the faces, and Baz could probably confirm this as well with his masonry skill and everything. It looks like the original construction was to look like this. It doesn't look like it's been altered in any way.
Does the name Therutaya spark any
joy?
Recollection in anything I've read?
You could give me a history check. You've spent some time among people now. I'd see anybody who wants to could roll a history. See if you've that name.
Why would the one about being worshipped be condescending? That's what I don't understand.
Well, condescending isn't always bad. Like, having your god's condescension is like a way of phrasing it to be a good thing. So your leader actually condescending to you can be, from like worshippers or followers, can be considered good.
How?
We know it as like a bad thing, but like when you're worshiping something, having their condescension is good.
Why would you want the thing you're worshiping to not like you, though?
Well, but condescension doesn't always mean dislike.
It just means you're worthless compared to them.
It means you're like it's a patronizing superiority, right? So like being patronized to isn't a bad thing either when it's like a god who is clearly above you. Having them patronize you isn't bad. Like artists for a long time were paid by their patrons, to do that art. So they could just be artists. So, condensation. I can't say it. I want to say condensation every time. Condescension is not, like I said, if you are below them and you love them, it's not always considered bad.
I guess I would just find it hard to love someone that thinks I'm an ant.
Yeah, it's like looking down on those in lesser stations, and it's like mansplaining, wouldn't it be?
Come across as arrogant.
Arrogant, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And too good. There's a lot of ways to look at it.
Jonah, Baz, and Aelin, you guys all would recognize the name. You don't know everything about it, but you do remember from probably, I assume most of this would come from Kirsabal, as you guys talked about Nangalore during your stay. But what's the name? Therutaya was a general in the old Omun Empire, and he was a consort to Queen Zelkore. And he was in what you remember about him, you would maybe not know is the wrong word, but you would gather that he was a pretty established and like well respected kind of war leader amongst the Omuan people, like not just a general but a very accomplished like hero of several campaigns. So significant figure.
And I guess he,
A traitor?
yeah, turned on his.
According to whoever vandalized this.
Yeah.
Good point. Could be slander.
While you guys are investigating, Black.
Can I make an insight check into the writing? See if it's if they were lying. If they were.
No.
I'm kidding.
Definitely some
What was
lying
their
vibes from it.
intention when defacing this?
You know what, Baz? Roll an insight check in the tower.
Oh, I'd love to.
You're a stone. I don't know.
I can tell how the stone was worked.
I guide him.
Sure.
Knows he's smart. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Jonah. So as Baz, as you're contemplating the vandalism, with your kind of stone, the knowledge you have with stone and everything, you do actually pick up something. Just the way that the writing is, like, you can't read the actual words, right? But you can see the way it's carved in. It looks like it was carved in kind of like haste, and if you had to make a bet, whoever did it was very angry when they did that.
Sure.
Really sloppy.
You know, like, so you could like go in, like someone like punches a wall. It's just like grab something sharp and just like reef against it. Yeah, it's not like someone like took a chisel and like chipped it in carefully. It was like a very much an act of
Like,
anger.
hold on, I want to really get my message across. I'm going to be very careful as I vandalize.
It's like seeing Dave was here in the bathroom, and it's like just etched in like so hard. Like
Dave was fucking here.
Dane Cook's comedy routine. Dave was here.
I can't believe I
that.
can't believe I let you roll an insight against writing. But anyways, it's fine. It makes sense though. Like getting a sense
against graffiti.
Yeah, if it was just like writing, you could, but because it's like etched in and it's you can kind of like examine it, and you have the masonry knowledge. It makes sense to me. You can get the intent of the writer. It's like if someone pressed so hard on paper that they like ripped it slightly when they were writing because they were writing with such vigor.
The care wasn't there, so obviously there was some kind of like non, I guess, honest intent.
Yeah.
Or
well, I mean, it could very well be honest,
raw
but
emotion.
just very angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe personal, Baz?
It's maybe.
Rather than like betrayed, like the office betrayed her personally. Someone knows both of them, or it was her.
Yeah, maybe she vandalized it.
Betrayed.
Okay.
Well, after you guys have spent the time looking over these carefully, Blackwind, your ritual would go off. You get a ping. Now tell me it's locate plant? Is that the spell?
Yes.
Locate plants.
So it will
Concentrating
locate
on the voice of nature in your surroundings, you learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind, if any are present. Okay. So, yeah, you would get a ping. Let me figure out where. Okay, so here, see where you are?
Yep.
You get a ping.
I zoomed out, so northeast, northeast.
Yeah, like northeast, but not terribly far. Like relatively, depending on how labyrinthine this place is. But you get a sense that number one, it's above you, it's higher than you, and it's probably like 150, 200 feet to the northwest of your current position, roughly, and then the ping would fade.
And the height wise, it was like same idea, like about 100 or something.
No, height wise, it's probably
just higher, like nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing like crazy high, like within probably like maybe 50 feet of you or your current depth. Yeah.
That's good enough. Like I don't need to know the like exact down to the inch, or do I?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, and there is a final set of tunnels to the left and right at the top, just underneath where the Tyrannosaurus head is. To the left, the tunnel goes about 20 feet, and then it's kind of open to the sky, similar to that first one I described on the bottom right, where it's got like this 15-foot gap of like crumbled open to the sky with some like tree roots growing down along the southern wall. Then it ends at a, it's also worth noting that it's water from about here to here to the bottom of the stairs that lead up. And to the right, it is fully covered. There's no crumbled sections at all, so it's the most intact of all the tunnels. And it just leads. It's fully engulfed with water from the entire thing, the length of it, to the bottom of a set of stairs. But it's the most intact. There's no crumbled sections of this wall, of this tunnel. Yeah.
Sorry, on the left you said there was water, but like no stairs?
No,
there's water going up to the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, so it's the same on both sides.
No.
Water to stairs.
There's
a hole in the
There's a hole
ceiling
in
on
the
the
ceiling,
left.
and where the hole is where the water starts in the floor. Otherwise, it's dry. So the water. So basically, from like here onwards towards where the stair is, it's all water. It's dry between there.
I see. Okay. Okay, but they're both relatively open to stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only one that looks like impassable of all 6 of these tunnels is this one on the left here, where that tree basically dominates the entire tunnel, where you couldn't get by.
Then I just want to give
the one in the middle in the north would be difficult to kind of clamber through, but you could make it through there as well, just with more difficulty. And the other 4 seem like they're passable.
Okay.
You
I
have
just
your
want to. Sorry.
little owl friend? No?
I do. Yeah, I could scout.
I shared where I kind of got an idea of where the idea of where it is.
Sure.
It's definitely kind of in our elevation. It's a little higher than us, and in that northeast.
That way.
Northeast direction.
I can only go 100, but I can see what he can see.
Yeah. No, that's.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Before I look at the T-Rex, I'm assuming Gerald's beside me for me to hold on to.
I'll investigate the T-Rex with my keen eyes.
Because as I do this, my eyes go fully white, like a warg.
Hey, Jonah, what do you think of this? And Baz, actually, I guess this is stonework.
Yeah, definitely take a look.
And I'll send my familiar just to do like a general look around from above. So I'm gonna look through my familiar's eyes, and he's gonna fly up. I just want to get a layout basically of the gardens, and then see what I see up to 100 feet or whatever over in that northwest area. Those are that's what I'd like to look.
Yeah.
See what you could see. The bear went over the mountain.
6. Of course, it's always the last one I try.
It's time to shine, Al. I'm not going to blow you up this time.
I just want to see how far you
We're about to get blown up.
Yeah, it's 100 out from me.
That's huge.
In every direction.
100-foot fireball. Wow.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'm taking more drugs.
I want to go out. I'm gonna have fun doing it.
All right. So,
just get a lay of the land.
So, flying upwards. So there is. I'm just trying to see what he can see.
Maybe just even some like highlight points that
yeah.
might give us.
So generally, because you can see through his eyes, yeah.
I'm seeing
Yeah,
through his eyes,
yeah, it's
and
not
I
like
can, and I'm
impression.
controlling him within this area. I can communicate.
Okay. Well, the all this whole area here, like, is all like this whole. Basically, I'll just go like this. This area here where I'm kind of making X's is all on both sides. Seems to be, like, very overgrown, kind of wildly. It doesn't look like it's cultivated in any way. Just like masses of bushes and trees and heavy canopies and like draping vines and flowering plants all over the place, just teeming with life everywhere, essentially. Further up, flying up, because you can see that there are these upper terraces that are even further higher up than. Hold on, I need my map that has the elevation on it so I can actually see. Yeah, so there is what looks to be, so about 20 feet up from those overgrown terraces, there is kind of like these high, kind of mostly clear but somewhat overgrown, like 30-foot wide kind of like stone walkways. They're very weathered and broken. They go from basically the length here that I'm showing you with the arrow.
Okay.
There's a big stone walkway that's about like 60 feet wide, but there is like plants and things that have like broken through the stone and are like growing up here and there as well. There's a dome on the right hand side over here. Oh, well, first of all, there's like a cracked section where the dome's completely like kind of like cracked, and there's like this thin kind of like maybe 4 feet, 3-4 feet wide, like kind of like collapsed section of like broken wall where it's almost like looks like it's like separated. And there is some sort of like covered dome over here, just like covered in vines, this marble dome. And then on the other side, there is what looks to be like stone statues that are topping similar sized domes. It looks like the dome over on the right seems to have maybe at one point had a statue on it, but it's just broken and kind of collapsed down and kind of overgrown with vegetation. Over on the other side, very similar. There's a dome. There's a big dome here with a statue of some sort of regal-looking like Chultan warrior of some sort, you assume. And then down here, there's a dome structure as well with a statue as well. Down here, however, the trees are, because there's very large trees as well, and draping across from the ground and through the trees, there's very kind of thick webbing that you see is teeming with spiders.
Oh.
Like these large kind of like black and red spiders that are probably like that long, like in like leg span, just kind of like hanging all over the place, and there's these thick webs that just kind of cover most of the dome and draping between the trees as well. And you can see that there's this big large central structure here. You can't see inside.
No windows. It's like solid.
No, there's no windows at all that you can see. But there is some thick doors on the left and the right that you could get to from those upper passageways.
Okay.
But the doors are closed. And you can see that there is... Sorry, how far? Just on the other side, although you can't see much further out because of the distance you have. You can see that there is some sort of like flooded causeway, or it might be like designed to be like a water feature. So maybe it's supposed to be underwater, but it looks like there's like some sort of large statue that's collapsed, and there's like rubble everywhere around there. And then to the left and the right, you can see these very large, magnificent domes, one of which is kind of, based on Blackwind's description of distance, is probably it's probably maybe where they might be like greenhouses, or they're not glass, but there might be like they're very kind of. And you can also see that there are also sunken gardens that come off the main thoroughfare, kind of on the four corners surrounding the larger building. There's like these sunken gardens, but you can't see anything in there because they're like extremely dense. There are kind of thin stairways that lead down like into the thicket of the foliage. I don't know if you would want to fly down there. No, because you can't see from like above. I'm just imagining like circling around, like looking down, getting a bird's eye view of the whole place.
Pretty much, unless something like really specific, like was like, I need to get absolutely a closer look at that. But otherwise, I'm just trying to get the lay of the land. My general thing is to see what like Blackwind, that area, and then a main path, basically, like to take us around. Which
and also key to this is, although the place is teeming with life, like there's the trees are full of like multicolored birds that kind of flit around and stuff, and like small monkeys and lizards and things. Looking, I imagine one of the main purposes here as well is to look for dangerous shit. You don't see any like humanoids or anything like that moving around. Nothing that looks extremely dangerous, like that, you know, prowling about. No undead or anything like that. You do notice, however, this northwestern area here, kind of at the edge of where the water is, just kind of up here, just at the edge of your vision where you can see, there is a very large, like almost like a crane-like bird that's kind of like dipping its beak in the water.
Ooh.
It's probably like 6.5 feet tall. Very kind of thin, kind of crane, like this bluish feathers down its back, and white with this long kind of like fisher kind of like nose, and it's got these long like kind of like stilt-like legs that it kind of like bounces on.
Ooh.
So there is a large bird there.
Okay.
Like
Cool.
man-sized bird, crane.
Big a bird.
Yeah, so that's what you would see kind of scouting around.
All right. Yeah, so Archie's description would be east, good, west, bad. She's just like, it looks pretty safe on the eastern side. It's just kind of like lots of nature. It looks like where you were pointing, Blackwind, that it's in some kind of dome, greenhouse maybe, or a building up that way. But on the western side is a lot of trees with a lot of spiders.
Yeah, well, there's I mean, there's a lot of nature and vegetation everywhere, but yeah, the thick webs are down here.
Yeah, no,
that's just
spiders.
nature too.
No, huge spiders, lots of spiders, very, very dangerous.
They're not huge.
This is how Archie is describing it.
Sure, okay, sure. I'm just
like, to her, she's like, they're really big, they look really terrifying. There's like hundreds of them in the trees, and if we could avoid that, that'd be
They're
great.
going to kill all of us.
Yeah, I want to go east.
They're gonna destroy the world.
It's a little, she's a little panicky, but she's trying not to show it.
Well, I mean, east sounds like an easier way to go, unless we want to poke around in that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, don't you have to map the whole place?
Well, you know, whatever. If I can get just a view from overhead, I don't think I need to. You know, if I go and look in this domed building over in the east, probably the same on the west where the spiders are. I mean, I can't imagine it would be. Oh, but in the northeast, there's also a big humanoid crane bird. It's blue.
Bird. Yeah, maybe I can speak with it, or Donequin.
It didn't look particularly angry or anything, right? It was just drinking.
It was a bird.
I don't know if you can speak with animals, but
I can.
I think you've been able to speak with Donequin this entire time.
he is an animal.
Yeah.
Something the elephant also just talked too. So.
Oh shit.
He said maybe I could speak with animals or Donequin.
Or Donequin. Donequin, can I speak with you?
Wait, Baz, do you speak common? Have we just been?
Oh my god. I'm talking elf.
Am I high? No.
What?
Jonah, did you
That's
spike my
just
drink?
emanates a speak with animals spell at all times.
Okay, so we're gonna get out of the trench and stuff like that then, or out of the canal.
I think
Yeah.
There
while
was
you guys
one
do that,
entrance like that looked a little bit. Wasn't it on the right that looked a little easier?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, Blackwind, you were looking at the Tyrannosaur?
yeah, I brought Baz in with
Yeah.
me too, and
I will assist.
or you
Sure.
might be better off because you might know
Give me
stone.
an investigation with advantage because you got help. The two of you.
I'm only
looking
at 0, but
I'm also 0.
You guys
Doesn't
were
matter.
together we make double 0.
Next time, help me when I'm investigating something.
Investigate.
You're
Yeah,
already
we were doing this
We're doing
while
this while
you were.
No, I know.
doing
But when I was like
Sweet.
investigating the masks,
Hey,
the faces, no one
Tink,
better
helped
than
me.
you.
Tink, tink, tink.
Yeah, it is a very impressive and very large Tyrannosaurus face. Water pours down out of its mouth in a steady stream, consistently enough to keep the flow of water kind of slowly meandering south and pouring off the stairs. But yeah, it just keeps. There's nothing.
Still like the sweet smell from it
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
definitely.
it's coming
Definitely,
from
it looks like crystal clear, the water. It gets kind of murky in the tunnels just because of the dirt and the soil and stuff, but the water pouring out is like crystal clear and kind of sweet smelling and very. I mean, if you, yeah, it looks very clean.
So,
I'll drink from it.
It's like,
Cinderberries double my water.
yeah.
So I'm thirsty.
Yeah, Jonah, if you want to take a sip, it's very, yeah, like I said, it's sweet, it's clear, it's very refreshing.
Ooh.
Antifreeze.
I will dump out my fresh water from my canteens and fill it with this water.
That might have
Okay.
throat leeches. Or,
Oh,
yeah.
oh no.
No.
Knowing this guy, the throat leeches have him.
I can't press throat leeches away.
See,
When,
when you
Throat
said
leeches
that,
are like, oh no, we caught a gnome.
when you said that, I got the sense that you were like, I don't give a shit, and you were like, you said, oh no, as you were dumping out.
oh no.
Oh,
Anyways,
no.
Let's go with that.
Alright.
when you were scouting around, so did you see where the water, like, is it coming from inside somewhere? Did you see the point of
There
origin
was
for
like,
this?
from what I remember around the main building, there was like sunken gardens. Were those filled with water?
You could only see like a very thick canopy from above. You don't know if there's
Thick
water inside.
canopy. No clue.
There was where that big bird was, though. Wasn't there standing water over there?
There was
Yeah,
water,
where the
yeah.
big statue
But not
was.
a running thing that you saw. But
Yeah, I'm not sure if it could come from the building or it could come from the surrounding sunken gardens that I can't see because it's just thick. So
come from the Mushroom Kingdom.
when we get closer, I'm sure we can get a better idea.
Well, maybe. I mean, we didn't. This is a very spectacular carving. It's very good, lifelike, very good detail.
Actually, Blackwind,
No?
with a 19, you would also notice, as you're looking at it, just on the underneath of its jaw, like on the underside of its jaw, there is a carving there. It's in Dwarven. Do you
There's
speak
some
Dwarven?
kind of weird. No, there's. Does anybody speak Angolese?
Baz, do
Oh.
you? I do.
I speak
Not
Dwarven.
Baz, I think.
Oh, Jonah speaks
Hey,
it too.
me and Jonah.
It says in
Yeah, it's
Dwarven,
Dwarven.
it says Bravis Boulderborn was here.
Oh Jesus!
You think we'd be getting used
So
to
I
that
think this
carving?
is
But-
ancient.
We're hot on his trail.
It's a word of power, like on the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great to know that they made it here, though. At least
He did.
that is one good thing about this dwarf defacing all of this stuff, is that at least I can follow him. What a day. Alright, do we want to head up to the right? Check out the garden? up
Yeah,
there.
if you're insistent on it, I think it's perfectly fine. There's no.
I mean, once we get up over there, you guys can probably look over into the trees with the spyglasses yourself and
Yeah.
probably see the spiders because they're big enough. The webs are everywhere.
It's yeah. Sally
Okay,
forth,
so
shall we?
where do you want to head?
East.
The middle one?
I don't.
think-
Doesn't really
Or
matter to me.
Or yeah, right. Sorry, that's one up there too. I keep forgetting
Mhm.
all those R ones.
Yeah, I would probably just go through the closest one.
Yeah, the closest, the water one, right?
Yeah, it's just water to the stairs.
Where'd Aelin go?
so
Crocodile. See you a while, crocodile.
it's kind of weird the way the line of sight works in here.
Yeah. Do you want to just put me to where the stairs are?
Oh, the stairs go that way, not straight.
No.
No, those are the ones up top.
Oh, I see. We're underneath that. Okay. Okay. I get it now. I understand.
What the?
Am I not working again?
No, it's not. Hold on, just give me a sec. I'm gonna move. Just stop clicking your tokens. I'm gonna move you guys all myself.
Yeah.
Because
Just-
this is fucked.
If there's nothing in this tunnel of consequence, we'd be moving straight up to the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
It's like a rubber band on the corner.
Yeah,
Maybe
just
the last one.
the line of sight is kind of funky because you can't technically like the north one's fine, but the south one you shouldn't be able to see up there like that because you're down below, you're underground. But the
Right.
like where that dotted line is the wall. So
Yeah.
let me move you around here. There you go.
Before I head down the tunnel, I'll run back and take another sip.
Okay.
I love it.
So there's a big thick tree trunk to the south as you move in here.
Okay.
Gerald, I don't care where you are. You can sit there.
Yeah, you can
Put
it anywhere.
I'm gonna move you down here because I need to make room for other people.
I think I would probably go straight onto the pathway if the pathway was clear. I would just keep walking.
You
You
can't.
Okay.
This is a wall that leads up. Like it's a thick wall covered in
It's
brambles.
like 30 feet above. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just get everybody.
Need
Oh.
me see more.
But yeah, like I say, unless something stops me, I would keep walking. So you just.
Yeah, so here it's like I said, it's super thick and overgrown. The grasses and ferns are covering everywhere. There's flowers everywhere in like rainbow colors all over the place. Flowering vines all up and down the walls. Thick canopy above that lets in like shafts of light, but it's extremely overgrown and wild in here. Across the way, as you guys kind of make your way up. Across the way, you guys will, if I could, get you to... could the party, all of you, as you kind of enter this garden, could you all give me wisdom saving throws, please? All of you?
Oh, hi. I mean, I'm kind of good at it. I'm going to use advantage because I got 3 of them. Oh, I didn't roll advantage, but I'll roll it again just for shits and giggles.
Does Gerald need to make a wisdom
Yay!
throw?
No.
How about my twins?
No.
Yeah, what do they think of this place?
Are they a bad influence on you?
But your little your familiar would though.
Okay. Fuck. It was on a 16. I can't roll above a 10, apparently.
Okay. So what do we got?
You need to make a sacrifice.
Al's gonna get eaten.
So Donna Quinn, you're fine.
summoned it.
Aylin's fine. Archie, you are okay. Interesting. Okay, Baz, you're fine. Jonah, yeah.
Wanna
you're-
hear.
Jonah.
Interesting.
That's interesting.
No, that doesn't matter. So yeah, okay. Black Quinn,
You
you're
sure
fine.
it's not magic?
Actually, Black and why'd you roll twice?
Because I
You rolled
used
with
one of my
advantage.
inspiration.
Oh,
I just forgot to hit the advantage.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you're fine.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
So
I wanted to.
as you guys make your way up here, Archie and Jonah, you will find yourselves as you breathe in this very floral, like very sweet scents of all these like tropical flowers. There's a little bit of like a tickle in your nose. The two of you and your bird. Now, I'll just tell you what's happening, but there is no actual real outward. I guess the best way to describe it is it's not technically a charm effect. But essentially you guys just get this overwhelming kind of like urge and need to move south. So what's your speed? 30? And
30.
Joe's 25?
My owl's flying speed is 60. If he would leave me. I don't know if he's compelled to leave me.
Do they like take off running, or is it just kind of like wandering aimlessly, but in a direction?
It says they use their movement to get as close to as possible. So it doesn't say that they have to run, but they would
like
move
meander.
Yeah, basically as soon as they walk up there, they would
head that direction.
Head that direction. Yeah. The bird as well, just kind of like flitters around and flies that direction.
You can move 60 feet.
Yeah. You guys will. So that's kind of what happens as you guys are wandering up. Like they don't pause to like take in their surroundings. They both just kind of like deviate off on either side of this collapsed passageway, like heading south.
Oh. Is there something down there?
Smell.
Yeah, we're checking stuff out.
Oh, I will follow.
Remember
Jonah.
The last time you checked something out?
I'll follow Jonah.
Delicious.
The dome that's down here, is it at the end of that raised platform?
Yeah,
or
it's
is
higher
it down?
up. It's not here in the garden.
Up.
It's higher. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there isn't. This is just garden.
Yeah, this is just a garden. This is a raised terrace garden that's higher than the canal you were in, but lower than that walkway up top.
Okay.
The only way up that you can see, and you can see it up now, is a staircase here that's kind of partially overgrown with these trees. This big tree trunk that leads up to a very thin walkway up top here.
Yeah, Archie will probably just be like, I feel like there's something cool down here.
What's over there, Corey?
There's a very thin kind of cracked. It looks like the wall itself is like caved in and overgrown, perhaps with like you can see like tree trunks that are like broken apart. It's almost like they've been forced apart by like big roots that been. It's very thin. You might be able to squeeze your way in, but it's very thin. Like it, and both sides are covered in those like all those vines that are growing down with the reeds and the pokies. So there's no way you could squeeze in there without like rubbing against those pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. What does that sculpture say beside you, Arceus?
Do I have enough to turn and look at it while I'm going, or do I just keep walking?
I don't care.
That's the question. Yeah,
essentially, that's the thing. You could kind of like glance at it, but you just keep walking like.
Now she's got this stoned out look. Huh?
No, she's in full control of her faculties entirely. As far as like she's not like in a daze at all.
Yeah.
Right.
But you just have this overwhelming need, almost to the point where you just can't even control what you're doing to move in that direction. And I know this is the other thing I don't like about this map is they put the fucking creature on the drawing. Like, how are you possibly supposed to like hide on the battle map?
For future, if you take the map into Photoshop, you can just like plaster a bush on top.
I know, but it's just annoying.
Yeah.
What's that greened out area?
So now you know my two things I didn't like about this map. They put two of the dangers on the fucking map.
I feel like the crocodiles could have, like, I bought that
The
that was
flavor.
the flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
this, how do you
This one-
ignore
this
that,
is
right?
pretty-
Pretty, this is pretty in your face.
I mean, it could be just a feature.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
if I would actually have a notice an odd behavior. That's why I rolled. But
I
No,
like that
like I said, I
Corey-
deliberately described it as they're not acting odd.
okay, fair enough.
They're acting like themselves. They can talk, they can move, they can look around, but they just do not stop walking, and not even for a moment. They just beeline it over there.
Then you can feel free to ignore it, even though my insights usually suck anyway.
Archie's just like, I'm not sure what it says. Something in Old Moon, and she just keeps walking.
I will.
It says
I
something.
will keep my eyes peeled though. Like, I mean, there's usually bad stuff in the
Well,
jungle.
that's what passive perception's for.
Gerald would still be with me because he loves
I can-
me.
I
Yeah.
can still.
2 questions. One, has the bird been eaten yet? Because it moves faster than
It
both.
moves twice as fast.
And 2, would I obviously Archie's acting normal, quote unquote, but I know that she's wouldn't normally ignore an interesting statue. I feel like that's something that I would at least be aware of. So I don't know if anything's wrong, but I'm keeping up with her because I'm like, why aren't you? We just walked past that thing. Why aren't you looking at it?
Yeah, she glances at it, and as she's walking, she's like, "Oh yeah, that's interesting." Aelin keeps going,
That is pretty cute.
and
Looks like there's
Aelin's probably
something.
like, "Yeah," and you rolled, yeah, you did. Black when you rolled an insight as well, but yeah, it's. I mean,
Her
Jonah,
perception's
it's
not
tough
good.
because Jonah's not exactly the most cautious person. He might just be running ahead because, hey, look at these cool plants, right? He's not running ahead, but
This
but
Jonah.
definitely out of the ordinary for Archie. So we'll hold you guys exactly where you are here, because the question about the bird kind of flips over and just like lands in some foliage and just sits there, but nothing happens to it. It just kind of sits there, the little tiny bird,
Too
just kind of
small.
tweeting away, just kind of like poking at the plant with its beak. Which, I guess, Archie, you might find that slightly odd as you walk over that direction. Because you didn't tell that... Your familiar doesn't usually do things on its own without you telling it to. So that might be slightly odd. Doesn't stop you from walking, though, for some reason.
No. I would potentially bamf him into a way though. If I don't know if she would.
Give me Archie, give me an insight check.
Yeah, that's fair. That is not gonna go well, but it's totally fair.
Yeah, it's not enough. Like, yeah, you find it slightly odd, but it's not enough to go like, wait, holy, that's not supposed to happen at all. Like, get out of here, bird.
Okay.
And
Fair enough.
then, as you guys get to about where you are now, there is some very kind of sudden movement. You will all be surprised because this creature its stealth is way better than you guys' passive perceptions.
But I can see it on the map.
I know. I hate that you can, but yeah.
What
It's like so hard not to metagame it, right? But
Well, what were they
we
thinking?
will roll
easy.
initiative, but we'll take our break as suddenly the forest floor, this large purple like plant that's been covered in vines completely, just indistinguishable from the rest of the vegetation on the floor, suddenly just shudders and just engulfs like this huge plant just suddenly engulfs both Jonah and Archie and the bird just in this big like a Venus flytrap.
Ah!
Oh boy.
Ah!
So we will roll initiative, but we'll do that after our break because it is 7:24. So
Well, we're all rolling it now.
yeah, okay, fine. Roll initiative, and then we'll take our break.
Oh, these rolls. Wow.
Baz is really not.
Apparently, we're
22. Because I have the temporary case bonus.
Ah.
as surprised as we are pretty much.
Can we just say I want to do it this way, and let me know if you think this is wrong. From now on, can we just have Gerald go after you on initiative?
Please.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I'm
I'm
perfectly
just,
fine
I'm
with
done
that.
with this random rolls that he can't do anything if he rolls higher than you. It's just silly and it's annoying. So from now on,
like,
Gerald gets the same initiative as you, but he always goes after you.
Like in this case, had he gone first, he would have punched the plant because that's where I am, right? His default is to protect me.
Yeah.
So, but I'm totally fine with that. It makes it easier for me.
Yeah. It's also
He
the
has
new
been
formatting.
the best, like, at his average initiative, though. I swear to God, he's like the
He
fastest.
always rolls higher than me. I know.
I'm
He's
gonna
always way better than me.
hold on. I'm gonna move you guys. You guys are technically like in
That's
this square,
fine.
but just so we can target. and
What
stuff.
if you put us below it? I doubt anybody's gonna wrap all the way around it below. So if you just throw us underneath, then it opens it up for people to.
Can't target you though when you're down there.
You can't see through it, right?
You can target them on the combat tracker.
I see.
Plus,
Yeah,
we're in a plant. You can't see
And
us at all.
Yeah, you can't see
And-
them. Either way, let's take our
Okay.
break here. We'll come back at like 7:40, and we will see how quickly this thing can digest you guys.
You can also use the little symbols at the top to target all friendly or all enemy units.